unusual for me. Frustrating, but I would play it, you know. And I said I knew what it was when I came to Dallas, that they didn't need a running back. So I said, you know, if they didn't need a running back, they could have traded my rights away, but they didn't.
Yeah, now, Will McDonough, is it because of the comments of General Manager Tex Schramm that prompted Coach Tom Landry to make this change?
Well, you know, Brent, Tom told us last night when we talked to him, he was actually thinking about this change in training camp. He thought about it, but didn't go with it because his offensive line hadn't come along far enough yet. Then he was going to go again with it at the second game of the season. Then the strike came along. Now he feels it together. The big thing with Tom last night, he was sort of emotional when he told us that one of the toughest things he had to do was tell Tony Dorsett this week that Herschel now had the job.
Now, Dorsett's reaction is what?
The best reaction? I can't hear your question, Brent.
Well, I was wondering about Tony Dorsett, Will. What did he tell you? What was his reaction?
Well, Tony Dorsett's reaction was he didn't want to do the interview, but we talked to Herschel and said, how sensitive is it now with you and Tony? And he said, listen, I go out with Tony, and we go out together. We're still good friends, and we're just going to try to deal the best with this that we can.
How about out in San Diego, Will? What about Dan Fouts' highly publicized contract?
Cowboys are gasping for breath as the second half of the season begins. To revive, the Cowboys must fix their problems on offense. Tony Dorsett has been struggling. Herschel Walker has been complaining, and he's now the starting tailback. It's a game of five-card Monty in the AFC East. Can you pick the team that will emerge on top? The New England Patriots, tied with all the rest, are struggling with injuries at quarterback. First, Tony Eason out. Now Steve Grogan is hurting. But November is when the Patriots usually make their charge.
Tailback, but Tony Dorsett will play. And the problem really hasn't been at running back. It's been in the offensive line. They haven't got the consistency up front. It's much easier to teach pass blocking than it is run blocking, so the Cowboys will put the ball in the air today. On New England, having a chance to visit with Coach Berry, he said...
With a temperature of 54 degrees awaiting the players and the fans here, a sellout crowd of 61,000 at Sullivan Stadium. Darryl Clack and Kelvin Martin, just activated, a former Boston College star, are back for the kickoff. Darryl Clack up the sidelines with a little running room out close to the 40-yard line. So a good beginning for the Dallas Cowboys. And Danny White, also feeling some heat these days, brings out the Cowboys against this Patriots defense. Across the front, Kenneth Sims, Toby Williams, and Garin Barris having a great year. Tippett, Nelson, McGrew, and Ed Williams in the spot normally occupied by the injured Don Blackman. Lippett, Claiborne, James, and Marion, a well-respected defensive secondary. First down, Cowboys, their own 39. And Herschel Walker is the starting tailback. A sack by Andre Tippett to start the day defensively for the New England Patriots. Well, all of the talk has centered around Herschel Walker and Tony Dorsett this week. It resolved itself with the start by Walker. Renfro, Edwards, and Cosbie are the receiving corps. 2-A, Newton, Rafferty, and Crawford Kerr with the rookie Kevin Gogan at right tackle. Offensive line, as Joe mentioned, has been a problem for the Cowboys, getting it together. The retirement of Phil Pozderac forcing the Cowboys to go with Gogan. Newton hurt earlier in the year. Second down. Incomplete, intended for Walker out of the backfield. They'll leave a 3rd and 15.
Well, you know, talking to here you see the comparison between Walker and Dorsett, and that is a little bit of the reason why Herschel has started today. Tony averaged only 2.8 yards per carry. Herschel only 3.7, which really, when you analyze running back, it isn't the running backs themselves. It has to do with the holes up front. If there are no holes, there's no place to go. And that's been a part of the problem today. Danny White coming out a little bit shaky also.
Well, we've talked in previous telecasts about that injured wrist and hand of Danny White. He has had problems with it, yet he had a sharp game against the Giants in victory. 3rd down. Pressure again. Incomplete. Trying to hit the outlet man, Timmy Newsome. And the Cowboys, feeling pressure defensively from the Patriots on this opening series, will have to punt.
Well, also, I talked to Danny White last night for a long time, and he said the biggest problem I have with, of course, with the wrist and the shoulder and the injury is when I have to move around. That's when I really don't have control of where the ball goes as well. And Tom Landry's also said he is not going to be hesitant to change quarterbacks if the afternoon produces non-completions.
Mike Saxon will kick for the Cowboys. Deep man is dangerous Irving Fryer at his own 26. Flags down, and he is dropped for a loss on the return. Excellent coverage by the Cowboys. Ron Burton, reserve linebacker, made the initial hit. A 41-yard punt for Saxon. Our referee today is Dick Jorgensen, consulting with his fellow officials.
Illegal block, turn the run back, number 95, receiving team, 10 yards, first down.
Ed Reynolds charged with the illegal block. Steve Grogan brings out the Patriots. Last week, 18 of 36, 3 intercepts. Has had very little practice this week. He'll face Jones, Brooks, Randy White, and Jeffcoat across the front. Hegman, Lockhart, and Rohr. And the rookie Ron Francis in that secondary. First down, Patriots. It's complete. Close to a first down. No, out of bounds. Out of bounds. Irving Fryer caught the ball, but he was already out.
And there it is on the left side. Now that's Francis covering him. Fryer just doesn't get his feet in. Makes the catch, got 1 foot down, and the other foot on the line. It's a good call by the referee, but it seems like, and everybody has done this, they've gone after Ron Francis. We had a chance to visit with him. He looked like a man who was really scared when we had a chance to talk. He's a young kid who knows everybody's gunning for him, and he's on an island out there.
2nd and 10. Patriots just inside their 15. Tony Collins. Collins gets about 9 before he's tripped up by Randy White. Patriots, as we mentioned, with Grogan at quarterback, who has had little practice this week because of the injury to his back. Collins and Tutupu, the running core, and Morgan, Fryer, and Lynn Dawson at tight end. A rookie, Danny Villa, at left tackle. And the rookie number 1 pick, Bruce Armstrong, on the right side at tackle. Bob Perryman has come in at fullback. Willie Scott as a second tight end. 3rd and very short. Tutupu will be close. Good surge by the front of the Cowboys. Jeffcoat making the initial contact. But Tutupu has gained the first down at the 25-yard line.
That's what's known as making it just by the length of the ball.
That was it indeed. You can see the Patriots are looking for their first victory ever over Dallas. They're 0-5. Ray Berry would like to beat his old mentor. He was an assistant under Tom Landry with the Cowboys in 68-69. On first down, Grogan wants to throw. Out of the backfield, Collins gets about 4 to the 30-yard line. Jeff Rohr and Randy White made the stop there. Quite all of the crazy things that have been happening to these two teams during the past week. This is a view of a game last Sunday when the Patriots played the New York Giants. Now you're going to see number 85 catch a touchdown pass. His name is Greg Beatty, a second-year tight end out of Stanford, their leading receiver. And yet, they cut him this week. He was unhappy at not being a starter despite those numbers. He felt he should be the starter. Lynn Dawson is. Went in and said, I want out. They said, okay. Meanwhile, first down to Stanley Morgan at the 45-yard line.
Stanley Morgan, of course, having not the same kind of year he had last year. He's second in the AFC with 24 catches, only 1 touchdown pass. But when you line Morgan, Jones, Fryer starring up, it's got to send fear in the defensive back's heart. Guarantee you.
45-yard line of the Patriots, first down. Dawson, the tight end, in motion. Inside to Tutupu, gets about 2. Strange circumstance with Beatty being let go. They didn't get anything for him, but...
Well, he didn't want to split time with Dawson, and that was basically it. He walked in without talking to his agent. He walked in, talked to Coach Berry, and he said, Coach, I either want some more playing time, I want you to trade me or waive me. He says, well, you're going to split playing time. I can't trade you because it's past the deadline, so I guess you're going to be waived. Got on the phone at 5 o'clock to his agent. He said, Tony Agnone, who represents him, he said, I think I'm going to be waived. And the whole thing was just a big mess. And Coach Berry said, I'm not going to have discontent on my football team.
On 2nd and 8, it is broken up, intended for Fryer, and Bill Bates with a hit as the ball arrived, number 40.
Defensive coverage by Bill
This
Bates.
is just perfect timing by Bill Bates. Grogan waits just a little too long, lets Fryer get too far inside, and you see the timing of the hit.
48.
That's just some good defense. Of course, the fans didn't like it because it was too close.
It'll be 3rd down for New England, and just to wind up that story on Greg Beatty, he was claimed by 5 teams on waivers, but the Los Angeles Rams are going to be the team he will line up with, and he'll be with them at practice on Monday. 3rd down. Shotgun now for Grogan. Sideliner and into the ground, intended for Stephen Starring, and New England will have to punt.
And that's evidence of you see the collar on Grogan's neck. I talked to him in warm-ups. I asked him, I said, are you going to start today? He said, I really don't know. I have to see how it feels. There's a pinched nerve in his neck that affects his arm. And when he gets it into a certain motion, it's like a little tinge or a knife that gives him a shot. And it makes it difficult to really try and get the ball out and get everything into it.
Well, if he can't continue in the game or has to leave at any point, Tom Ramsey, the 4-year man from UCLA, will be the next quarterback in, and then they have Doug Flutie also dressed. Camarillo's punt to Kelvin Martin at the 10-yard line. Good return by Martin to the 27, a late flag on the play. Rod McSwain made the tackle, a 41-yard punt by Rich Camarillo. Dick Jorgensen will come down to assess whatever penalty is required.
Illegal block, number 57, receiving team, during the run back. 10 yards, first down.
So we'll be back at Sullivan Stadium with that penalty to Ron Burton. We had a lot of questions about the tailback situation, and our Will McDonough asked him about Walker and Dorsett. Here's what he had to say to Will.
Well, you know, basically, when you have 2 great tailbacks, you got one too many, normally, because you just can't play them. You can't play them enough to get the rhythm and everything, and I've tried my best to appease both, you know, by trying to keep them in formations together and all, but when you're losing, it doesn't work too well.
So it is Herschel Walker, and he has the ball. And he has mileage out to the 26-yard line on 1st down. The Cowboys make a big hole out the left side for Walker. Newsom with a good block.
Right here on the left side, you're going to see the block, and you're going to see the offensive line create that hole for Walker to hit it right up through the hole. Just a simple off-tackle play. There's 2-A and Cosbie. He wipes off on the linebacker. They get a kick out by Newsom, and Walker just makes his run. Renfro does a good job, first of all, getting himself out of the way so he doesn't get run over, and secondly, screening Claiborne.
1st down, Dallas at their 26. Danny White flares it out to Newsom. 3 Patriots converge on him. It'll be a loss of about 2. Ed Williams and Steve Nelson, Roland James, all there.
Even though that was a loss, it was almost the same play they ran that Danny White was sacked on the first possession that the Cowboys had the ball. It was good that he got rid of it. At least he gets a completion under his belt. Now he can relax and get himself into the rhythm of the game.
It leaves a 2nd and 12 for the Cowboys. The ball at their 24. Nowhere to go. Gained about a yard, and along with the attention placed on Walker, Dorsett, the heat that Landry's been getting has also had to involve Danny White at quarterback. Their rushing game has not been good, so they've been throwing more. White's had his problems with the injury last week against Detroit, not a solid effort, so he's feeling some pressure too.
Well, they wanted to try and run the football against Detroit last week, and they were just unable to. So from now on, they're just going to put it up in the air and do what they can to win football games instead of appease players.
3 wide receivers in on 3rd down, and he's got one of them. That is Barksdale. And he will be close to the first down. Rod Barksdale.
Danny White's going to set. He gets good protection from his offensive line. 2-A and Newton picking up Veras on the blitz. Out on a crossing pattern from the right side. Does a nice job of staying in the pocket. Just makes the delivery. Barksdale, of course, had one bounce off his fingers for an interception against Detroit last week. Cradling that ball and making sure he's got his hands on it. He's one of the few guys on the field that actually is not wearing gloves as a receiver. He and Renfro are the two that are not.
11-yard gain for the first down. That's Renfro in motion. Walker with a flag down. Beats one man and picks up 7 yards on the play. Flag is in the backfield.
What we saw Herschel Walker do on that play is the one thing that Tony Dorsett does not do very well.
Number 61, offense, still first down.
Tony Dorsett does not break tackles that well. That's why they wanted to go with the bigger back. It's not that he's better. It's just that he breaks tackles better. It complements what the offensive line is doing better. He broke 3 tackles getting away on that particular run. And that's why Herschel's in the backfield.
Nate Newton was the man doing the holding, the left guard from Florida A&M. Big 300-pounder.
He said he likes to use his hands. That time he used them too much.
Yes, he did. So it's 1st and 20. Renfro gets back a bunch of it, but a flag down right where he caught the ball near the 42-yard line.
That could be one of those pushing off penalties. Yep, there it is.
Preliminary signal indicating that Renfro pushed off. Dick Jorgensen will make it official.
Interference, number 82, offense, 10 yards, still first down.
At the top of your screen, you're going to see Renfro. Now, there's the good protection that White is getting, which was a concern. He sets, moves well in the pocket, and makes the throw. Now, we can't see the push-off, but you can see how far Ronnie Lepet is away. Normally, defensive backs don't get beat that bad, so you got to figure that he pushed him a little bit further than he should have been.
Well, and especially one like Lepet. He and Claiborne, perhaps the best pair of cornerbacks in the league. Well, they are way back, folks, here. First down at their 17-yard line. Deep drop for the screen. Dorsett out to the 30-yard line.
By Tony Dorsett.
Tony Dorsett's first action of the day, a 13-yard gain.
That's vintage Dorsett. You're going to see Tony slide out here. You're going to see the offensive line block, move out in front. The receivers clear out, and he's going to do what he has to do with the football after he gets in the open field. You see him step up into the line, fakes a little bit of a block, slides out around. Danny does a good job of getting it out to him. Now, they're the offensive linemen out front. 1, 2, 3. Give him a little crease, hit the hole, and turn Tony loose in the open.
13-yard pickup. Second down, about 17. This is Walker. He's got room. Walker barrels up the sideline, has first down yardage in Patriots territory to the 44-yard line.
There's a difference between a slow screen and a quick screen. There's the man right there. What he's going to do is slide through. Bang, he's out into the flat. Tony goes back, and you see Tony Dorsett slide through. Herschel comes through, little crossing pattern, set, dump the ball. Again, get your backs out into the open. They're taking advantage of New England's linebackers. They're not that quick. Tippett likes to rush the passer, and so you've got McGrew and Williams and Nelson, all not really nifty pass coverage.
So the Cowboys rolling here. Walker and Dorsett both contributing. Gets 6 more, running behind Crawford Kerr and the rookie Kevin Grogan. McGrew and Marion made the tackle. Detroit on top of Washington with a field goal in the first period. Eddie Murray from 40 yards out. There are Walker's numbers. He had 65 yards last week against Detroit, but went in midweek to Tom Landry and said, I'm confused about my role. I know I'm starting, but I'm starting at different positions. I'd like to be the tailback.
He's a real politician, too. He complained to the New England writers. Then he told the Dallas writers, well, they took him out of context. And so he's really apologized. We asked him yesterday some specific questions, and he managed to avoid them and be very evasive in his answer. But he's got a political future, I think, really.
Certainly in the state of Georgia.
Absolutely.
On second down, it looked like they made it to the market. Let's see what the spot is here. It might be, it's about a half-yard short with the spot. It'll be third down and a half-yard, and they're at the 34-yard line.
Normally, when your offense has been in a rhythm for a couple of weeks, this is a perfect opportunity to try a little play-action pass and break somebody down the field. I would think with the Cowboys having been struggling, the best thing they can do is just pick up the first down.
Goal line defense is in for the Patriots on third and short. Walker is nailed behind the line by Brent Williams, and this will be very close. Big Brent Williams, 280-pounder.
Williams making the stop.
Really wrapped up Walker, but it appears from here as though the spot will produce a Cowboy first down. They're going to measure.
This is going to be one. Well, Mike Renfro just walked out and he said, yeah, it's a first down. You know, you got to believe the players. You know, they're not going to tell the coach something that isn't true. You know, they're not going to signal, oh, yeah, it's first down if it isn't. But no.
About 3 inches short.
Just from the right of your screen, you're going to see Brent Williams come and meet Herschel Walker head on. There goes Edwards in motion. Little counter step. Beats the block. Beats the block good of Kevin Grogan. Meets him head on.
Well, they will go for it on fourth and about 3 inches. Cosbie and Chandler double tight end here. Newsom, and he has it. Timmy Newsom.
Give is to Timmy Newsom.
So the first minor gamble by the Cowboys produces a first down, and they keep possession at the New England 33-yard line.
Well, if you're going to go, you want to go behind two big people. Crawford Kerr at 287, Kevin Grogan at 316. All they have to do is get a step and lean on somebody, and they're up the field.
Tom Landry talking about Derek retiring and them having to reshuffle the whole line. Newton was injured, and Jeff Zimmerman got a couple of starts. Then you had the inevitable disruption by the strike that affected all teams. So they're really just starting to get that rhythm.
It's like the end of training camp.
First down. White. Sideliner is incomplete, intended for Newsom. Not a good throw by Danny White. Tippett had the coverage.
You know, we're talking about the offensive line and the revamping that has to have been done for the Cowboys. Only Rafferty, who's played 12 years in the middle, as you see at center. But you've got 2-A at 5, Newton at 2, who's been in and out, Crawford Kerr at 3, and Kevin Grogan, the rookie. That is not a long time for an offensive line to be together.
White is 4 of 7 for 49 yards, and they have mixed up the run and the pass well. You can hear Danny White say, "Stop, Herschel," and that brought flags everywhere. Danny White trying desperately to stop Walker, apparently was not sure of this play.
That's one of those complicated calls that you get in football. You know, stop, Herschel, stop. People talk about how do you call plays.
False start, number 71, offense, 5 yards, still second down.
Well, that messed up Mark 2-A, of course, and the false start charged against the Cowboys.
Offensive linemen are creatures of habit. When they hear the second sound out of a quarterback's mouth, no matter what it is, that says go. So when he went,
even when he said stop,
it meant go. Just figure, okay, second sound, I'll go out and hit somebody.
Second and 15. Newsom flags again. Newsom got maybe 2 over the 35-yard line. Milford Hodge made the tackle on him. Hodge, a second-year man from Washington State. Let's see what this penalty is.
Holding, number 61, offense, 10 yards, still second down.
Nate Newton charged.
Nate Newton using his hands again. There's Nate Newton. He's going to pull on the trap block and do a takedown on Nelson. Here he comes across. Oh, no, he's on the nose man. Toby Williams. He's got him in a hammer lock. See, to throw the flag, hit the guy in the head. That's the worst thing you can do. it's bad enough to get a penalty called on you, but get hit in the head with the flag when they throw it. That's embarrassing.
This will not make Mr. Landry happy. They had 11 penalties against Detroit last week. We got 5 already. Screen up the middle. Good catch by Walker. That could have been picked off by the Patriots. But it gains only a yard. Ed Williams made the tackle.
Well, I don't know if you'd call that a tackle. That's sort of like a grab. He was on,
fell into him.
Yeah, he did. He was on the ground and Herschel stepped on him. Then you go back. Now, this is a middle screen. Again, the Cowboys trying to take advantage of what the Patriots are doing. McGrew comes clean up the middle and makes Danny get rid of the ball quicker than he has to. Rafferty puts a block on Williams. Herschel makes a great catch, and then he just holds on to him. He says, I'm on the ground. I got you by the leg. Let me keep you.
So it's 3rd down, about 25 from the 45-yard line. White gets time and has Renfro drops the ball. Usually sure-handed Mike Renfro, with 18 catches coming into the game, flat out dropped it.
Danny White getting good protection from that offensive line. Sets and puts the ball exactly where it has to be. Now, the sun is in his eyes a little bit, but it's not that low on the field. So you can't say it was the sun. It was just a flat drop by Mike Renfro.
Cowboys had a good drive going. Hurt themselves with penalties and a drop pass.
And overcame a big penalty to get just to midfield and a little bit past.
Saxon will be punting to Fryer. Early movement by the Patriots. Fair catch signal by Fryer at the 11-yard line.
There's a penalty marker down at the 47.
34-yard punt. But offside is charged against the Patriots, which takes Fryer off the hook a little bit. He was right at the 10-yard line, had a little running room. He wasn't happy at his choice to call a fair catch.
The 10-yard line is the marker where they teach the players. They say, stand on the 10. If it goes over your head, let it go. If you can field it, take it and go from there. That is what they teach punt returners.
Offside, defense, number 54, penalty decline. First down.
So they will have to start from that 11-yard line. When we return to Sullivan Stadium, we're still scoreless.
If he did, it would have been a wrong decision. You can't tell when a flag goes down, and you can't tell who it's on. So believe me, trust me, being an ex-punt returner. Of course, I couldn't run like he can.
Grogan, the quarterback, and Tony Collins, the ball carrier, for about 2 out to the 12-yard line.
This is one of the rare instances in football where you see the quarterback actually calling the plays. Right now, in the game, everybody has the coaches call the offensive plays. But in New England, Steve Grogan calls the offense. And I talked to him, he said, we want to try and run the football. That's what we want to do. But I got to believe that they're going to get it up in the air sooner or later.
Loose ball on the exchange from the veteran Guy Morris. Grogan recovered and is buried by Kevin Brooks. There'll be a loss back to the 10-yard line, but the Patriots keep the football. They spotted at the 9.
It's just a question of the step. Now, the Cowboys have gone to a different defensive look. They've never put anybody over the center. But there you see, right over the middle is Danny Noonan. And Noonan's a rookie. Morris has been in the league 15 years. And they want to put a lot of pressure. They think they can come up the middle and try and create problems for Grogan that way.
213 games for Guy Morris, most by any player active in the league. Early movement by Jeffcoat. Grogan gets the ball off as he's hit in the end zone. The charge from Noonan, the rookie, number 73. But it appeared to me, Joe, that Jeffcoat was offside on the left end.
Well, he was. He had a few people in the defensive line jumping around, but Jeffcoat is the one who got caught in that no man's land.
Multiple foul on the defense, holding number 45. That will be accepted. Offside, 77 defense. That will be declined. 5 yards, first down.
Holding penalty against Manny Hendricks, number 45, an extra defensive back in there.
While Hendrick was holding and Jeffcoat jumped offside, Danny Noonan was planting Steve Grogan into the turf. Now he lands on his right shoulder and protects his neck. He has that big collar behind him so his head doesn't go back. But the problem he ran into last week against the Giants is he got it bent forward. So his neck is really just a total mess. He can't wear one in front or won't be able to see.
He's got a first down. And that is going to be picked off for a Cowboy touchdown. Ron Francis, the rookie from Baylor. Well, a pure gift for the rookie. Shy and nervous talking to us last night. What a confidence builder that'll be.
Well, he said the biggest thrill he had so far in football was an interception in preseason. Well, he's just got his next biggest thrill, and that's picking one off and running in for a touchdown. This is just a simple play-action pass. Grogan's going to fake to his left to try and hold the linebackers, and it's a quick screen. He makes a little fake and throws it out. Stanley Morgan is supposed to stop and turn around. The line will come out in front and block. Now, that's the best laid plans of mice and men. What happened on this one is Francis picked it off and ran it the other way for 6.
Roger Ruzek will try for the point after. So the Cowboys take the initial lead with 1:54 to play in the first quarter. They're on top 7-0.
Now he's going to run a little play-action fake. Now Stanley Morgan is supposed to come up and stop. What he reads is Francis moving up in rotation. Now receivers are taught if that happens, you run a fade. Well, Grogan didn't see him running, went the other way for a TD. And we'll show you that right after the kickoff.
Ruzek will kick it off. Deep man is Stephen Starring. Takes it 2 yards deep and will bring it out. More flags are down as Starring gets to the 26-yard line. Vince Albritton made the tackle for Dallas.
Vince Albritton.
29-yard return. Flag was upfield. Let's find out what the infraction was. We've had a bunch of yellow flags here early.
Holding number 95, receiving team, during the run back. First down.
So the penalty goes against the receiving team, the New England Patriots.
Right on the right side of your screen, you see the holding penalty right there on Bill Bates, number 40. It's who's holding who. Well, he didn't hold him. He just flat tackled him.
Ed Reynolds, number 95, the culprit. So they'll spot it at the 14-yard line. First down, New England, trailing 7-0. Loose ball. Great effort to grab it. Bob Perryman, the rookie from Michigan, having coughed it up, made quite a diving grab to keep possession.
Well, he's going to come right at you and play basketball. There it is, right at you. Hegman comes up the field. Now he just tries to shift the ball. He's got those gloves on, and it bounced up, hit him in the head. He does everything he can to make the recovery.
Wound up with nearly a 4-yard gain on the play. Second down. This time he's dropped as soon as he gets the football by Kevin Brooks. Let's go back and see that touchdown, Joe.
Here's a touch. What happens is you're going to see, again, Morgan, instead of stopping, is going to continue to go upfield, and Francis is going to take it in for that TD. This is a mistake by Grogan, not by Morgan. He did not read the defensive back. Stanley read him, and therefore it winds up being 6 the other way. Now they'll get that squared away on the sidelines.
And meanwhile, back live, they have a 3rd down and 10. 4 wide receivers are in now. Morgan, Jones, Pryor, and Starring. Grogan deep. And nobody home out at midfield. Some boos from the crowd here at Sullivan Stadium for that lackluster offensive series by the Pats.
4th down situation for the Patriots. 4th and 10 from the 14.
The Cowboys are really doing something different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defensive linemen matching up one-on-one with New England's linemen. They're not giving Grogan a chance to be able to throw to the wide receivers. There you see Smerrick, Noonan, Watts, who's just acquired, Randy White, all in the pass rush. They figure the best pass defense is not letting them have time to throw the ball.
Rich Camarillo standing at the goal line, off the side of his foot, takes a Patriots bounce and goes out of bounds. They'll spot it at the 8-yard line of Dallas. Turns into a 48-yard punt for Camarillo.
The 12 years I played in the National Football League, the Dallas Cowboys, whenever you got ready for them, defensively, they were going to line up in a 4-3 defense. 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers, nobody on the center's nose. This year, they've taken a little bit of the 46 from Chicago. They've instilled, as we saw in the last play, some 5-man line. So Ernie Stautner and Tom Landry doing a lot of things defensively that they haven't been really involved in. So there is a changeover in that Cowboy approach defensively. It's just as aggressive, but it's got a different look.
Well, also, what success they have had so far with 4 victories has really come from their defensive squad. 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter here at Sullivan Stadium. Walker gets a couple, maybe 3 with the spot. And Ed Williams and Fred Marion on the stop as we wind down here to complete the first quarter of play. The Dallas Cowboys with a 7-0 lead. A beautiful afternoon here. 7-0 Cowboy lead as we start the second quarter.
And behind those blue coats is Tony Dorsett. You see him sort of back there just peeping out, which you very seldom would see Tony Dorsett when the Cowboys have the ball on the offense, him standing that far back from the sidelines, if not being on the field, right behind Steve Pallur there.
You can see their offensive production not according to usual. White on first down, and that's complete to Kelvin Edwards. Make it a second down pass for a first down to the 48-yard line of New England. Lawrence McGrew made the tackle.
There you see, since the strike, he's only had 6 receptions. Of course, against the replacement players, he was one of those blue chip guys that really was probably going to make a football team anyway. Went in and did a good job for him during the replacement games, has won a spot because of all the injuries. Mike Sherrard recuperating from that broken leg and actually doing quite well when you talk to the Cowboy organization. He's coming along pretty well, but Kelvin Edwards is going to have to be more productive.
First down, Cowboys. White out for Newsome, incomplete. Steve Nelson had the coverage on him. 36-year-old Steve Nelson announced his retirement yesterday at the end of the season. He'll hang it up after 15 distinguished seasons.
Yeah, we came into the league the same time, 1974. And he actually is wearing a harness. You see that little tape coming down off his shoulder. He popped his shoulder out, had a problem with it. Now he's wearing somewhat of a harness to hold it in. It gives you an idea how tough this guy is.
Well, he just refused to consider not playing today or not starting. Second and 10, pump fake. Intended for Walker, out of bounds, incomplete, and flags down.
That's going to be pass interference. They isolated Herschel Walker and on Ronnie Lepet and said, look.
Number 38, defense, 5 yards, first down.
Roland James takes the penalty.
Well, that was Roland James because he's a strong safety. Herschel Walker being a halfback, when he splits out, you've got the 2 corners covering the 2 wide receivers, so he winds up in a one-on-one situation. That time it was a little hook and go. Herschel made his move, and Roland actually did the right thing. Better to give up a first down and a 5-yard gain than a touchdown.
It moves the ball to the 42-yard line of the Pats. Cowboys leading 7-0 on the 18-yard return of an interception by rookie Ron Francis. Walker for about 3 yards inside the 40-yard line, running behind Newton and Tuanay. Garen Barris made the tackle. Barris having an outstanding year for the Patriots.
Pick up a 4 by Walker.
Redskins have tied up Detroit.
It'll be second down and
Jets
6.
with an early lead, in Miami in front of Indianapolis. Marino keeps his touchdown streak alive.
You bet on that.
Second down at 7. Good fake by White, but he's under pressure, and it is picked off. Ed Williams. To the 10-yard line of Dallas. 41-yard return for the man replacing the injured Don Blackman.
You're going to see the play-action fake inside, but the linebackers don't get fooled. What happens is White gets pushed around, Lepet chasing him down. There comes Sims. Cosbie never turned around. Doug Cosbie doesn't turn around. Danny White stays in the play. This is a great effort. He stays up long enough to make some kind of a tackle and get Williams on the ground.
They spotted at the 11-yard line. Well, you had Crosby and Bill Cosby.
Got everybody.
See, that's understandable.
Sure.
First down at the 11-yard line. Patriots threatening. Collins. Got about 2. Everson Walls made the tackle.
Well, the Cowboys having to rely on their defense again. Their offense has got them into a little bit of a jam. A bad decision by Danny White to try and throw the ball. As I mentioned, in visiting with him, he said the problem he has is when he has to move around. He just has no feeling on what the ball is going to do. He's going to be more effective if they can protect him and keep him in a pocket.
Ed Williams, his fourth-year man from Texas, had to enjoy that big intercept. Tony Collins. Collins pulls his way to the 2-yard line, dragging Ron Francis with him.
Francis.
There's an illustration of the rushing problems that the Patriots have. They have not scored a rushing touchdown in 17 quarters. Happened way back in game 1. They've relied heavily on the pass. Again, they're dealing with 2 rookies at the corners. Bruce Armstrong at right tackle, Danny Villa at left tackle. And it just takes a while for the offensive lineman to learn how to run block.
Steve Moore on the inactive list with a knee injury this week. They hope to have him back next week. Third down. Grogan. Touchdown. Steve Grogan, 34-year-old veteran. What a competitor.
It took a little while to get there, but he got in. You're going to see him make the play-action fake into the line to both backs. Now, Michael Downs, everybody takes a little bit of a run fake. Grogan rolls around outside. They've cleared it out. Now he says, I'll pump it, put my head down, and pull my way in. Boy, just got his neck out of the way. Gutsy performer.
Tony Franklin for the point after. Barefoots it through, and we have a tie football game with 12:24 remaining in the first half. It's tied at 7.
Here.
Franklin's kickoff to the 17. Darryl Clapp. Loose ball. Looks like the Patriots have it. Yes, New England ball. That's the Dallas 32. New England got the football on the fumble by Clack, and a little scuffle after the pileup. Derwin Williams, the man to come up with a loose ball for New England. And flags were thrown after the play was over.
Referees deciding whether it was during the action, after the action, whether you're penalized. I'm sure it's going to be New England's ball.
Is reviewing the play.
Wow, replay is reviewing the play.
Joe Gardy is reviewing the play. He's the replay official.
You get to see it. Clack, now he fumbles the ball a little bit just as he makes the catch. You see, he doesn't really have a handle on it. Starts to put it in his left arm. Now, it's facing the... Now, you see, you can't have it face the defensive back. It just gets stripped away from him. I don't think there's any question that it's a fumble.
Johnny Rembert, the man to strip it, number 52.
There you see him. He's still up. The ball is long gone. I have no idea what they're looking at on a replay. I think they just want to see if the machine still works.
Well, there somewhere.
They're hidden. That's the problem. Is
The ruling is fumble, recovered by New England, personal foul, unnecessary roughness,
Personal foul against Dallas. And so the New England Patriots, thanks to this man's recovery, Derwin Williams, have a first down at the 16-yard line. He gets to about the 13-yard line. Mosi Tutupu. Eugene Lockhart tripped him up.
Yeah, Tony Collins sticking his nose in, leading the way. You know, Collins has been basically a running back, but it's good to see those little halfbacks stick their nose in there and take on a defensive lineman or a linebacker.
Ball at the 13.
Makes for great film watching.
Second down and 7 for the Patriots.
Second down. 7. I formation this time. Collins gets to about the 8. Loose ball again. Cowboys say they have it. And another scuffle after the play. Flags flying once more. Will it be Dallas ball? A few fired up guys out there. Bruce Armstrong, the rookie from Louisville, and Eugene Lockhart, the linebacker of the Cowboys, having at it.
Here he comes right at you, coming right up the tube. Now the question is he on the ground before the ball comes out? Now that ball's long gone. That ball's on the ground and moving. Tony Collins, well, maybe the block before took a little bit out of him.
Reviewing the play. However, the play was over. We have a personal foul on number 54 against Dallas.
Randy White was involved in the first little fracas with Sean Farrell, and he gets the penalty. So Armstrong and Lockhart got a freebie on their little battle.
Randy is all fired up.
After review by replay, the play stands as called. Fumble, recovery by Dallas. Now we'll go after this return, we'll go for a personal foul against 54 of Dallas. It's first down.
You see Collins has the ball in his right hand. Now that ball is out before he hits the ground or his knee hits the ground.
At their own 6. Score update, second quarter.
I got to be honest with you. I can't understand why we looked at those on replays, Tim. You know, I mean,
they weren't even close.
Not even close.
But Francis,
don't get carried away with that machine up there, fellas.
Francis, the rookie who scored on the interception, recovered the football for Dallas. So we've had an exchange of fumbles. And Dallas has it deep in their own end. Herschel Walker, only a couple. Steve Nelson, number 57, initial contact with him.
I always believe that this is a great part of the field where you run that little play action to Herschel Walker and try and hit somebody down the field for the big one. Got a lot of pressure on the defense. They've got to cover 90-some yards. Make them cover 90 yards.
Second and 8 for the Cowboys. Ball at their own 7-yard line. From the end zone, White, complete to Walker. First down yardage over the 20.
Reception.
Roland James on the hit.
Well, what they did is they ran the wide receivers down the field to stretch the secondary coverage and try and come in underneath the linebackers. We talked about that's the area that the Cowboys want to exploit against New England, is that medium range pass against the linebackers, isolating either Tony Dorsett or Herschel Walker one-on-one.
First down, Dallas. Newsom the lead back in the eye. Walker dropped in the backfield. Great defensive surge by the Patriots. Garin Veras continues his fine play.
You're going to see Garin Veras just come in and fill the hole.
To the 18.
White hands off deep.
14.
Gives the ball to Tony Dorsett from the left side of your screen. or Herschel Walker takes a shot right on. Now, that time, Veras went right around 2 and in. We talked to Nate Newton, and he said that Veras is just playing great football for New England. It's a consensus from everybody.
Second down and about 14. Cosbie has a Dallas first down out to the 40-yard line, hauled down by Marion and Roland James. 22-yard gain. White to Doug Cosbie.
Doug Cosbie's just going to go down, work across the middle. He's one-on-one with James. He's just going to try and get loose right across the middle. You'll see the receivers clear. It's one-on-one. Again, medium range. Little move outside. Now slide back in. Does a good job of getting away from the linebacker and the deep back.
Well, and that time, White had the time to throw the ball and was able to stay in the pocket, something you pointed out earlier he needs to do. Steve Nelson stacks up Herschel Walker. Walker's now been involved in 13 plays, rushing and passing. To this point in the game, they have been keeping him busy.
Well, I got to believe when you have a back like him, whether it be Tony Dorsett or Herschel Walker, you've got to get the ball to him 30 times a game. Maybe 20 rushing or 18 rushing, 12 time passing somehow, because he's a guy that's going to make a big play for you.
Imagine the feeling that this young man has standing on the sideline looking on. It's just not something he's accustomed to. Great star over many, many years, but the time has come for Tony Dorsett. Walker gets a couple out the left side. Andre Tippett made the tackle for the Patriots.
And you say the time has come, but I don't believe the sun is set on Tony Dorsett yet. I still think he has a lot of football left in him. He's in great physical shape. Having shared so much time over the last couple of years, he hasn't been beat up physically, and he's going to be a continuing big contributor to this football team. The toughest part for him is going to be mentally staying ready. That's the biggest challenge that Tony's going to face.
3rd down and 7. From the shotgun, White. Quick release to Renfro. Makes a great catch. Is he in? Yes. Completion at the 45-yard line. Dallas first down.
On the reception, Mike Renfro.
Rod McSwain on the coverage.
Good protection again for Danny White. They bring the linebackers. Tippett from the left, Williams from the left. See him get that ball out now. It's not got a little zip on it, but it's put in a perfect place. 1, 2, completion.
Videotape. Take advantage of super savings on Kodak products.
So the Cowboys
4 rolls of film and
on a good drive into Patriots territory, just inside the 45-yard line, and Renfro apparently injured on the last play when he hit the ground, getting some attention on the sideline.
This carpet on this field is not like a lot of the new carpets that have been put in around the league. It's a very thin mat. It's very, very hard, and you'll see guys when they bounce not bouncing up too quickly, I think, this afternoon.
Renfro on his feet, apparently all right. White is now 9 of 15, 111 yards. Kelvin Martin in motion. Pass out to the rookie and makes the catch, but was not inbounds, in possession of the ball. Kelvin Martin, a rookie from Boston College, the career leader in receiving at Boston College.
Just at the left of your screen, you're going to see the pass come in high. Now he bobbles it just before he goes out. You'll see he doesn't have total possession. It's up in his face. Good call by the referee.
That's career touchdowns, 28 of them. That is the Boston College record held by Kelvin Martin. Just activated this week. He can be used primarily as a punt returner, but he is a fine receiver. 2nd and 10, Walker gets about 2. And McGrew makes the tackle. Tim Ryan with Joe Theismann here. We have 7:12 remaining at Sullivan Stadium in the first half. A 7-7 football game. Interception by Ron Francis for a Dallas score. 2-yard sneak by Steve Grogan after an interception by Ed Williams of the Patriots.
Patriots have all the Williams. They have Toby Williams, Ed Williams, Brent Williams against the Whites, Danny White and Randy White. So it's the Whites against the Williams, like a little feud up here in New England.
Dallas having penalty and turnover problems again this week, as they did against Detroit in a big way last week. And now a timeout is taken by Danny White on 3rd down. So we'll be back here at Foxborough, Massachusetts in a moment. 3rd and 9. They'll miss that quarterback for sure. White sacks. Tippett. Back at the 41-yard line. 2nd sack of the afternoon for the Patriots.
Situation for the Cowboys.
You're going to see Tippett. This is his 2nd sack. He just comes around Grogan. There's Danny. Now, there he is, just beating around. You've got a linebacker against a big rookie. Now, he's in the grasp right now. I personally think this should be a penalty. I don't know what they want to do to protect the quarterbacks, but if there's not a flag on something like that, this game is going to turn into a problem because they believe in reciprocation in this league.
Saxon will punt it. I'd like to see that one again if we can. Bearcat signal at the 16-yard line. So New England stopped a long Dallas drive, 10 plays from their 6-yard line. The sack stopped them cold. 39-yard punt. Ray Berry got to be pleased with the effort of Andre Tippett. Let's watch it one more time here.
Now you're going to see Tippett up against Grogan. He just takes him hard on the outside. Grogan has no chance. Now, he's in the grasp, okay? He's got him. There's no reason whatsoever for him to do that. That's no different, except that it was a little bit earlier than what happened to Jim McMahon by Martin last year. I don't think that's called upon. It's up to the officials to protect the quarterback, not the rules.
First down, New England. Perryman and Dupard are the running backs. And this is Reggie Dupard. Over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Their #1 pick a year ago from SMU. Injured most of last year with a turf toe. Injured this year with a hip. And has not really had a chance to shine as a Patriot running back, and they could use his help if he can get it going.
Well, there you see, the Cowboys are ranked 4th in the NFL against the rush. Of course, the Patriots are ranked 23rd, and the Cowboys don't run the ball well anyway, so that offsets. But to be able to move the ball, the Patriots are going to have to put it in the air. They're not going to be able to control this game by keeping it on the ground.
2nd and 5. Now, Ray Berry told us he was going to be throwing it, but not that way. Jeffcoat nailing Grogan. Mike Hegman right behind him. First sack by Dallas.
Mike Hegman also in.
Steve can't take too many hits like that in the afternoon, or else he'll have to go in to give way to Tom Ramsey and let him play.
14.
Jeffcoat on the big rush. There you see the sacks. The 4 wins, they've had 24 sacks. The 4 losses, 10 sacks. Dallas has always been led by their defense. They put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They've not had the best defensive secondary, and they rely on those guys up front to put some pressure on.
Loss of 3, so it's 3rd and 13. Grogan from the shotgun. He's got Fryer. First down, Patriots to their 35-yard line. Bill Bates and Manny Hendricks on the tackle.
From the left of your screen, you're going to see Fryer come in. Good job of protection. Now, the Cowboys only run 3 linemen in. There's Jeffcoat in the middle, White coming in from the top, and Penn coming. Now, there he is, right in the dead center of the zone. Something the Cowboys do not play well is 3rd down zone coverages. They're a man-to-man team.
First down, Patriots after the 22-yard gain. Perryman gets about 8. Bob Perryman, the rookie from Michigan, their #2 pick this year. He's from nearby Buzzards Bay, Massachusetts.
That's right down the road, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's where apparently you can get good fishing tackle. Our director, Larry Cavallina, assures us of that.
Said they didn't have what he needed. Didn't have it in stock.
Born high school star Bob Perryman up there in Buzzards Bay, and then an outstanding college career at the University of Michigan, #34. 2nd down, long 2. Tipped and caught by Starring. Great job by Stephen Starring. Bates got a hand on the ball. A good concentration by number 81.
That time Grogan put a little more mustard on it than he thought he had. You'll see him set off to the left of your screen is going to be Bill Bates. He's sitting right where he should be. Goes right through his hands. Great concentration. Great concentration by Starring.
First down inside the 50-yard line. Dallas territory. Dupard picks up 5 to the Dallas 45-yard line.
I'm sure New England is hoping that Reggie Dupart will be the pick that they thought he was, giving Tony Collins a chance to get a little break. Of course, Craig James on injured reserve. The running back situation for the Cowboys, or for the Patriots, truthfully, is not very strong and has not been productive.
Big loss, Craig James to injury, along with several other starters. But yes, in their running attack, and that's critical. They really need this young man to get it going, and he's been hurt. Second down. Card hit behind the line by Lockhart, and there'll be a loss on the play. Eugene Lockhart, Ron Francis right behind him. Injuries affect all teams in the NFL, but when you have this kind of injury problem, your starting quarterback, your best running back, your starting center, Pete Brock, they hope to get him back. Blackman now on injured reserve with a severe neck injury. Steve Moore with that ankle. All those guys, key performers. And we have reached the 2-minute warning here at Sullivan Stadium. And we'll be back with the score tied at 7. Doubleheader game this afternoon. Important battle in the NFC East. Grogan on third down, deep for Starring. Takes the hit at the 10-yard line from Michael Downs and could not hold on. Perfectly timed hit because he was there with the ball.
What you're going to see is you're going to see this safety come in, Bates. Downs go back to the middle to play center field. They try and run, and he does exactly what he's supposed to do. Michael Downs is the deep center fielder. Starring goes up the field. It's man-to-man coverage. You see Bates jump in the middle, take care of the short man. Downs has got the deep man. Ball takes a long time to get up, and he covers a lot of ground. Many in the afternoon, he's knocked him away from my receivers.
A low snap. Good fielding job by Camarillo. Kelvin Martin returns at 6 yards to the 21. And Dallas will have the football with 1:45 to play in this first half. Joe?
Yeah, it's a good thing George Steinbrenner, well, he might be watching. Camarillo get a job as a shortstop for the Yankees. There you see him fielded on one hop, does a nice job containing himself. He gets a good kickoff.
So Dallas has first down with 1:45 to go. They're at their own 21. White, sideline pass incomplete. Tried to get it out to Newsom. Now for an NFL update, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Well, Tim, here's one that Joe Theismann certainly is interested in. Doug Williams has replaced Jay Schrader at quarterback. First drive, touchdown to Kelvin Bryant. Schrader was not hurt. Joe Gibbs changed quarterback. Back to Tim and Joe.
Well, yes, Brett. Joe and I have been talking about that very situation during the week.
I felt that Joe Gibbs had to make a decision, not necessarily as for an individual quarterback, but for his football team, and he's gone and done something for his football team.
2nd and 10. The pass intended for Herschel Walker off target. But you have, in conversation with me, indicated you thought Schrader has been struggling and that he may well lose that job to Doug Williams unless he had a sharp upturn in his playing.
Well, he has been struggling. His strong suit has been throwing the ball long, and it's a very low percentage type of pass. His percentage is reflective of that. He's somewhere around 40%. Doug Williams has matured and become a better short passer, and that Washington offense is geared around the short passing game and the running game.
Meanwhile, Dallas here on 3rd and 10 at their own 21-yard line. White directing traffic when he saw the Pats defense. Gets it off nicely to Barksdale, and Barksdale has a first down, and a flag follows the play.
On the reception.
White saw something there, Joe.
Well, what he saw is he saw Calvin Edwards being covered by Claiborne one-on-one.
Yard face max foul, 31, defense, first down.
There's the penalty. You'll see him get his right arm out. Ready? There it is. Right arm, pull, bulldog down. And you just can't do that. That's really good that they're protecting the guys carrying the ball. Anybody. You just can't get hit around the head. It's too vulnerable. But what Danny White was doing was signaling to Kelvin Edwards. He said, look, it's a press. It's one-on-one. Just take off and go. Take off and go. Kelvin, having not been with Danny a long time, misread what he wanted him to do.
So he found Barksdale for the first down. Inside handoff to Walker. Good defensive reaction by the Patriots. Holds him to about a yard. Kenneth Sims making just his 2nd start in the last couple of years. Been plagued by injuries, but finally back and healthy, and they think he can be the #1 they picked back in 1980.
He's also another guy who was a big fan of the Cowboys when he grew up. Now it's a big thrill to play against him.
2nd and 9. That's complete to Newsome. Newsome bowls his way downfield, and did he get out of bounds? He has first down yardage. They marked him out at the 39-yard line of New England. 56 seconds remaining in the first half.
The New England Patriots are covering. You see the safeties are covering double outside, and what they're going to do is they're forcing one-on-one and the underneath people. That was why Danny was able to get the ball to Newsome. You see him come out of the backfield one-on-one. The safeties have doubled the outside receivers and allowed him to make the big completion.
Looked like the old rabbit ears played to me the way he drew it. White going deep. Collision downfield by the defenders, but the pressure on White. He rushed the ball, and the ball was off target, intended for Edwards.
Receiver Kelvin Edwards.
Well, we are not far from halftime. 51 seconds of playing time. We'll be going to our studios in New York. Brent Nerve will bring you up to date on scores and highlights around the NFL, and Barry Switzer and Tom Osborne will be in there with him.
Barry Switzer injured yesterday on the sideline.
Right,
Took a heck of a shot, I know. But they figure he'll be there with crutches and won't keep him away. Surgery was not necessary from what we understand.
Well, we're glad to hear that. I don't want to make light of it, but you just don't expect coaches to get nailed on the sideline.
Inside a stadium, it's tough.
Dallas has 1 timeout remaining. 2nd down. Barksdale hit immediately at the 30-yard line. 40 seconds left and ticking down.
A lot of pressure on Danny White that time. Did a good job getting the ball off. New England choosing to come after him down here and not play zone coverages.
It's caught. Is it inbounds? Yes. Completion. Dallas to the 17-yard line. Mike Renfro.
Mike Renfro beat Rod McSwain on the out pattern. Great throw by Danny White.
Dallas picks up
You'll see excellent job of receiving. Renfro is just their Mr. Clutch. Drags that right foot, drags that left foot for the completion. But more importantly, he gets out of bounds and doesn't have to have Danny use that timeout.
24 seconds remain. A first down. Dallas at the New England 17-yard line. Renfro wide left. Kelvin Edwards wide to the right. Walker to the 2-yard line. Herschel Walker with a one-handed grab. Good coverage on him by Raymond Claiborne, but that is a superior pass.
Actually, it was by Ronnie Lepet. And he was right up on his nose coming out of the backfield. Herschel Walker just turns that speed on. Did a great job physically getting away. You'll see him right down here. Now Lepet's going to fake a blitz. Tippett's going to come from the outside, and he's going to come all the way across. But you'll see him lock up on the left of your screen. Look at him lock up. He's holding on, but he can't hold on, and Walker's so strong. White just does get the ball off. Another great one-handed catch by Herschel Walker. You know, with about 15 seconds left in the half, I'd say they're going to have, if they're going to run the ball, they're going to have 1 shot trying to get it in the end zone. If they throw the ball, they'll have 2 chances. So down here, I would say bring your wide people in and try and throw the ball in. But of course, I'm not Tom Landry, but he has put in his regular offense, Walker and Newsome in the backfield.
First and goal. White, touchdown. Doug Cosbie. Cosbie, with an Achilles injury and a back problem, makes a diving grab for the Dallas score.
He's another one of those old war horses for the Cowboys. Doing a good job getting open, working one-on-one with the linebacker, makes the reception, but an excellent 2-minute drill by Danny White. He really, really showed his experience and his poise and his toughness in that drive.
Roger Ruzek will attempt the point after. 10 seconds remaining first half. And he's got it.
10 seconds left to play.
The right part of your screen, you're going to see Doug Cosbie go up, make his move on Roland James. Danny sets, throws. Great catch, touchdown.
This is good elsewhere in the country. It's gorgeous here after a snowstorm just a few days ago. Bouncing kickoff recovered by Starring. Stephen Starring gets out to about the 17.
Wrestled down by Bill Bates. Mr. Special Team in the world.
Patriots will have it on offense. First down and 10. They'll put it in.
Dallas leading here 14-7, and Indianapolis on top of Miami by 3 in the second period. Jets in Kansas City. That looks like a high-scoring thriller there at halftime in Kansas City. And meanwhile, Buffalo trailing Cleveland by 10 in the second period. Now we came into this game with this look here. New England, Indianapolis, Buffalo, Miami, and the Jets, the entire division, all at 4-4. It's a new season, a 7-game season for those teams. 5 seconds left, and that'll be it for the first half here at Foxborough, as the Dallas Cowboys struck in the first quarter on an 18-yard return of an interception by rookie Ron Francis. New England tied it up on Grogan's 2-yard plunge after Ed Williams had intercepted a Danny White pass. And then in a very impressive 2-minute drill drive by the Cowboys, Danny White passed to Doug Cosbie for a 3-yard.
He's a real fine person, you know. But he's got that great pride, you know, that great running backs have. And you can understand how he reacts to this, you know, because he still feels like he's the top runner, regardless of what you say or do. And he's trying to adjust for it. It's not easy. Boy, you can watch him, and it's not easy to do.
Well, Tony Dorsett has not carried the ball once. He made a big play on a screen pass, but as predicted, Walker was the starting tailback today, and his 13 carries, 35 yards.
Keep the ball in the air.
Well, the Cowboys had it for 17 minutes, 39 seconds, with a couple of long drives. Part of the reason why the Patriots have not had a chance to get more offense going. That is Reggie Dupard, and his return comes out to the 34-yard line, so they will have good field position to begin this second half. The Patriots to our left in red, the Cowboys to our right in white.
And the Cowboys defensive coordinator, Ernie Stautner. There's Ernie, and we want to send happy birthday wishes out to his mother, Hedwig Stautner, who's going to be 90 on November 8th, also went to Boston College.
Fantastic. That's your Willard Scott impression.
There he is. Boy, is he going to hate us.
Well, you know, he was a big star at BC. They misspelled his name rather badly there, didn't they?
It was close.
Back for Ernie. All right, first down, New England. Quick drop, quick release, first down, Patriots. Stanley Morgan. Well, they were listening to your commentary, no doubt, Joe. They came out throwing here.
Well, and again, he put Stanley Morgan on Ron Francis, which is, I really believe, the place to go. If you've got a young guy, make him stop you. The interception that he ran back for a touchdown, again, was like a misread between Grogan and Morgan. Here they've come out and clicked on a quick pass.
14-7 Cowboy lead, and the Patriots opening the second half with the ball. Grogan running out of time, and he is dropped. Back at the 40-yard line, Randy White. And the chase from Ed Too Tall Jones.
And Grogan is down.
That's a lot of weight landing on you. Jones at 276, White at 260. So Steve Grogan, game guy that he is, already playing hurt. 2 days of practice. Takes quite a rap there. We'll see if he gets a rest. Tom Ramsey is the backup quarterback today. Doug Flutie is also in uniform.
Well, not only does the injury hurt, the fact that he may be hurt physically, but he also does a lot of their play calling on offense. So it's going to affect what happens to New England and how they approach the second half.
Tom Ramsey, the 4-year man out of UCLA, originally drafted by the Patriots back in '83, went to the USFL for a couple of years, and has not seen a great deal of action. Has only thrown 3 times as a Patriot quarterback. Second down and 8. A flag on the play, and the first pass intended for the tight end Lynn Dawson is incomplete. Grogan receiving attention. And probably says, hey, I got to get back out to the sideline because I'm calling the plays, even if I'm not out there.
Well, he is. There's Rod Humanek walking around.
Number 58, defense, lined up in the neutral zone.
He also buckled up his chin strap as though he was going to go right back on the field.
I think maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him. You know, you get Ed Jones and Randy White landing on you. If you just, the only thing that happens to you is get the wind knocked out of you, got to consider yourself a little bit lucky.
Hegman, the penalized Cowboy.
Doug Flutie signaling the plays in. And I got to tell you, I stood next to him. He's bigger than 5'10". I don't care what the measurements say, the guy is bigger than 5'10".
2nd and 13 for Ramsey, complete. Stanley Morgan just short of the first down by about a yard.
Well, if you come into a ball game, you're a little bit cold. You may as well go to your best gun against the defense's weakest and newest guy, and that's exactly what they did. Isolate Morgan one-on-one with Ron Francis.
Doug Flutie.
See him signaling it in. 25, grab, hold, run over here.
Is that what that was?
That was sure. You got to lip read a little bit too when you're a quarterback. Sometimes you can't see very well or hear, so you got to lip read.
Another flag down. Collins appears to have the first down yardage. It will be close, and then, of course, will depend on the flag.
Well, Len Dawson, their tight end up on the left part of the screen, moved inadvertently and caused that illegal motion. Now, that's what happens when you get a change in quarterbacks. The rhythm, the voice inflection changes, and the first time the guy gets in, it takes a little while for the line to get used to him.
Flutie would like a chance to play here. He's number 4 in their quarterback lineup with Tony Eason, the injured quarterback, at number 1, and Grogan, Ramsey, then Flutie. But in talking to him, he's glad to be back here in Boston College territory.
He said it's the first time in his career that he's felt comfortable since he left college. Even when he went with the Generals in the USFL, even when he went to Chicago, he's very, very comfortable back here and home, and he just really is enjoying himself. Of course, he'd like to be playing.
Illegal motion, number 87, offense, still 3rd down.
Lynn Dawson, the tight end, illegally in motion, and we've had 14 penalties, 9 of them for Dallas. They had 11 in the game last week against Detroit, and that is not Landry-style football.
No, they're taking, and they're big penalties. They're holding penalties, and in crucial situations. Here's one for New England. It's 3rd down and short. You pick up the first down. You buy yourself 4 more yards. Now you wind up 3rd down and 5, struggling to make a first down.
So Ramsey goes to the shotgun position. And the Cowboys were flooding through, waiting for Collins. As soon as he got the ball, Brooks and Jeffcoat were there to wrap him up.
Jeffcoat along with Kevin.
Well, you're going to see here, Bates is going to come. They're all going to blow right through. Collins going to try and take the underneath handoff. There's nowhere to run. This is what you do when you get a young quarterback in. You blitz everybody. You see Big Ed Jones come around from behind. For years, he's just chased down plays.
Rich Camarillo is the punter, number 3. Kelvin Martin, former BC star, 34 at the Cowboy 10. Good kick to the 5. Martin's going to return it. Dropped at the 10-yard line. Guy Morris, the ancient center. First man down to make the tackle. How about that?
They'll have it.
Streak. In 1985, a similar streak. So far, no evidence of it. In the first half this afternoon, their defense will now try to get the ball for the offense with Dallas deep at their 10. Flag down again. Walker gets 2, maybe 3. There is Steve Grogan apparently had his bell rung, as the expression goes, in that pile up from 2 big Cowboys, Jones and Randy White.
And then we mentioned the fact that he is the guy that calls the plays.
34, offense, still 1st down.
That's something you shouldn't do. If they're calling your number and giving you the ball, you shouldn't be offsides, and Herschel was that time. We were talking about Grogan. He's such an integral part of the New England offense, not just as their quarterback, but the guy who calls the plays. So hopefully he gets his head cleared a little bit and get a pulse at least on the game so he can help out Tom Ramsey.
So it is 1st and 15 back at the 6-yard line for Dallas. Walker again. Met by Lawrence McGrew and Steve Nelson, the inside linebackers. Got 4 yards, close to 5, over the 10.
Pick up a 4.
There you see what's plagued the Cowboys. 2 turnovers, 10 penalties, and 1 drop pass. And the 10 penalties have come at the worst possible times. After completions, after first downs, and it's been up and down and back and forth for them all afternoon.
And yet they lead the game. 14-7, 2nd and 11. Patriots need a big defensive play. That's incomplete.
Incomplete.
Tight coverage by Ronnie Lepet on the intended receiver Rod Barksdale.
Intended receiver on the play.
And it's 3rd down.
And that one Danny White just threw in the ground. We've talked about it. Hate to keep harping about it, but ever since he broke his wrist against the Giants last year, he had to change his entire throwing motion, which has put a strain on his back and on his shoulder and on his arms. He told me last night, he said, this is the healthiest I've felt, so hopefully I'm getting beyond and getting used to this new throwing style that I have to have.
Crowd getting into it here on 3rd and 11, deep in Cowboy territory. Sideline pass intended for Renfro, incomplete. So the Patriots do the job, and Dallas will have to punt.
Well, that time you saw White slap his hands after he threw it. He had signaled to Renfro just before the snap of the ball some communication. Obviously, Danny knew what he wanted. Mike wasn't able to get the communication. He had to throw the ball on a timing route, and he went one way, the ball went the other.
Saxon in the end zone. Not a good punt. Takes a Cowboy bounce, however, and keeps going. Rolling all the way down to the 35-yard line. So Saxon got the luck of the bounce on that one. It turns into a 55-yarder. You can see him shaking his head, saying, just the way I planned it.
Yeah, well, that one, yeah. Anytime you get a roll like that, sure, I tried to do it, Coach.
Patriots on offense, 1st down and 10.
Well, we've got lots of football action ahead for you. That key NFC East matchup. The Giants, who refuse to accept the notion they may be out of it, the defending Super Bowl champs, in Philadelphia against the rising Eagles. And New Orleans will be at San Francisco, and the Saints trying to catch the 49ers in the NFC West. There was a skidding attempt, to, boy, when you're going to time your blitz,
got to do a little bit better job to time it.
Number 26.
Michael Downs.
Right here. Here comes Michael Downs. And he's going to go and slide right into the line. He's trying to time Ramsey's cadence. Ready? Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. Oh, no. Boom. That's it. He's safe. Everybody's auditioning for a baseball game today. Camarillo's playing shortstop. Downs working on his sliding. But this is what Ernie Staudner wants to do. You got a young quarterback in. He's just going to throw everybody at him. They're going to blitz him and put a lot of pressure on him.
Ramsey has Dawson, the tight end. 1st down, New England. To the 45-yard line of Dallas. Lynn Dawson wide open. Bates made the tackle.
There's a case of Bill Bates getting caught inside. Dallas loves to try and disguise their secondary coverages. What they want to do, you see Bates gets caught way inside. Now Dawson's going to come out here in the flat, and he just can't get out to cover him. You can't play in there. See, you got to get back out. There he is. He just gets caught way up in the middle of the field.
1st down, Patriots. Ramsey pumps once and airs it out over everybody. Irving Fryer,
incomplete.
The intended receiver, but Ramsey overthrew it. So Ray Berry is making the play selection instead of Steve Grogan, and Doug Flutie is designated signaler.
Now all that means something. It means, I've got an empty stomach. I need 3 cheeseburgers, and I don't want to get a headache from it. And the last thing he said is we got some offensive problems, and you can see the rankings bear it out.
2nd and 10. Mosi to Tupu. It's about 4. Kind of fun talking to Mosey in the locker room here, the Patriots, the other day. He came here 10 years ago, and he said, you know, I didn't even know which town in New England the Patriots played in. He said, New England Patriots. It really didn't mean anything to him. He came from Hawaii, a little different climate. Said he got used to it. But what really impressed me was that his wife, Linnea, was in the weight room. Apparently, a number of the players' wives and coaches' wives come and work out, pump a little iron,
and very sturdy, well-built.
Oh, yeah, she's in great shape.
Yeah, she really is.
Third down. Dawson can't hold on. A flag down again, which will be the 17th penalty of this game. Vince Albritton had the coverage on the tight end Dawson.
Vince Albritton.
Illegal motion. Number 86. Offense. Decline. Fourth down.
Again, the Cowboys bring in their 5 defensive linemen, Smerrick, Jeffcoat, Watts, Noonan, and White, to try and put pressure on Ramsey. It's been a tough week for Tom Landry also. You know, speaking of their defense, they released John Dutton this week, somebody who's been a part of their football team, done the job, and it was a very emotional experience for Tom Landry. He is very loyal to his veterans, and it was a very tough decision to have to let Dutton go.
What a great career he had, starting with Baltimore and then with Dallas. Fourth down, Camarillo hits from the 47-yard line. Bearcat signaled. Ball bounces upfield and will be down at the 15-yard line. 10-12 remaining in the third quarter. Dallas on top by 7. Lost his job to the young Danny Newman. Walker for the 24-yard line. And for an NFL update, let's go to Brent in New York.
All right, well, Tim, the Los Angeles Rams have pulled back to within 3 of the Cardinals. Nolan Cromwell blocks a punt, and it is recovered by Jerry Gray in the end zone for the touchdown. And now it's 24-21, Cards over the Rams. Back to Tim.
Well, an entertaining battle going on down in St. Louis. Cardinals and the Rams, and of interest, naturally, to everybody following the NFC East. There's Steve Nelson, who is another member of that draft class of 1974. He's retiring at the end of this year. Herschel Walker trying to get wide. And good defensive work by the Patriots out the left side. It'll be close to the first down.
That was big Nate Newton leading the way. They run that little counter tray. Everybody, when I played in Washington, it was with Joe Jacoby and Russ Grimm taking a little counter step. John Riggins going the other way and coming back. And that's what the Cowboys did on that one. They got Nate Newton out in front and managed to just pick up enough for the first down.
Ronnie Lepet being helped off to the New England sideline.
There's Big Nate. Had a chance to play with him in Washington for a brief time. And I mean Big Nate, too.
300-pounder. Ernest Gibson in for Lepet. First down, Cowboys. Nowhere to go for Walker. And a battle with Kenneth Sims. So here at Sullivan Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, we've got 8:46 still to play in the third period. The Cowboys, who broke open in the first quarter on an 18-yard interception for a touchdown by Ron Francis, lead at 14-7 here in the third.
It looks like the Cowboys have settled back in a little bit to running the football, and it has not been productive for them. Now here's a little wrestling match. This is, you can have it, I don't want it, no, I want it. And Herschel finally says, oh heck, the whistle blew, take it.
What a strong guy he is, Herschel Walker. Pass out to Chandler, the tight end, but only a couple of yards on the play. Andre Tippett, the linebacker, right with him all the way, and a gain of about 2.
Well, that's one you run where you run your tight end in the flat, you run your wide receiver down about 5 or 6 yards and crossing in, and hopefully you get the post, but if you don't, you got to take the flat. It's not a bad play. It's a positive play, gained only 2 or 3 yards, but it's something that Danny White can say, I completed the ball.
They give him a 3-yard pickup, 3rd and 7. Almost picked off by McSwain. Intended for Kelvin Edwards. And Rod McSwain, had he caught the ball, would be in the end zone at this moment.
Oh, my goodness. Here he is set back. Now, you'll see him as he is. He's out on the right. Now, Danny throws the ball. And as he lets it go, McSwain just breaks on the ball. Has perfect timing. Excellent place to put it. Kelvin Edwards did not come back to the ball. It's something that I'm sure the coaches are going to stress. A point that he's going to have to work on is when the ball's in the air, come back towards it on the hooking patterns.
Saxon to punt, standing at his 14. Hits from the 20. Good kick. Fryer driven back to the 20-yard line. Bill Bates, their special team demon, makes the stop back there.
And that's the way he made the Cowboys. He made the Dallas Cowboys as a special teamer, went to a Pro Bowl as a special team selection. And now you see he probably was downfield even maybe a little bit quick. So that's why he gets that chance to get down there.
42-yard punt and a 7-yard loss on the play. And this penalty is
I make him kick it over. When you've got somebody like Irving Fryer, every time he gets a chance to handle the ball, good things might happen.
Ineligible downfield on the punt. It was the center on offense. 5 yards, still 4th down.
Well, that's an unusual one.
Yeah.
Usually the centers don't get down, quick. They're big guys. They can't run that fast.
Well, we saw Guy Morris on the last punt play by New England.
The other thing is, normally the center is uncovered. They want to tie up the outside release men and the wing men because they're the fastest down the field. And quite often, as we saw Guy Morris, you'll see the center run down. He's got the tough enough job. He's got to snap the ball.
So Saxon now standing back inside his 10-yard line, and Fryer up at the 35. Loose ball went right to a Patriot player. Fryer trying to make something happen there, was hit immediately by Vince Albritton, and the Patriots were very lucky to maintain possession.
Here are some updates in the scoring.
There he is moving up to the ball. Now he makes the hit, misjudges a little bit, and just as he gets hit, the ball goes up in the air, right smack dab into the hands of Tim Jordan. He said, oh my goodness, where did this come from? Not only that, it attracts a crowd.
So they wind up with pretty good field position after all of that. And these two teams still thinking playoffs, with effectively a 7-game season for them, where they're starting at 4-4.
Number 32, kicking team, penalty is declined. First down.
Another penalty on the punt play, declined. And you see the AFC East picture, everybody coming in all dead even at 4-4. So New England only down 7 points in this game, desperately wanting to keep pace, keep themselves in the wild card picture at least, so they could wind up winning the division. They got to get some offense going. So far, they have not been able to move the ball with any kind of consistency. Tony Collins stopped by Lockhart after a gain of only a couple.
Well, it amazes me. We talked about their wide receiving core. Stanley Morgan having, a career year last year, one of the best wide receivers ever had. This year coming in, he's got 24 catches. Irving Fryer had 11 catches, and they continue to try and run the football. They're going to have to get the ball out to the people that can make big plays for them.
There's Collins again. Collins trying to get to that first down marker, and he'll be very close. Hegman forced him out of bounds.
Collins forced out by Mike Hegman.
How much would the fact that Grogan's out and Ramsey is in have to do with Barry's thinking about running the ball instead of passing it
I
here?
don't think so, because Ramsey has worked a lot this week, and he's taken a lot of work. Grogan, over the last 3 weeks, has not really worked a lot in practice. So practice time has gone to Tom Ramsey. I wouldn't think they'd be reluctant at all or have to change their game plan much with regard to who was playing quarterback. The difference is the guy on the field calling it when it's Grogan, and it's coming in from the sidelines if it's not. That's really the only difference.
They're going to measure this one. But the point being, Joe, that Ray Berry sat there the other day and said to us, we're going to throw the ball. We've got to get points. We've got to see the game in the 30s. That's what we've got to do. And yet here he is down 14-7 in what has been quite a conservative display and a not effective one at all for the Patriots.
He just really has decided not to try and throw the ball. Now, whether it's the type of defense the Cowboys have thrown up, or whether it's the fact that he's not comfortable with the quarterback being able to throw it. We have to remember the first half Grogan played, he called all the plays. So it is truly a little bit out of Ray Berry's hands.
3rd and very short. Ramsey dives for it, and he's got it. Injury report on Ronnie Lepet, the cornerback, also took a blow to the head as Steve Grogan did earlier, and they're not sure whether Lepet's going to get back in there.
A little dinged up. Steve, if he's sure where he is, he seems awful comfortable. The neck has just got to be bothering him. Tremendous job just to come out on the field.
Mosi Tutupu picks up about 2 to the 45-yard line. One thing obviously to be kept in mind is you've only got a 7-point differential in this game.
Yeah, but you're not picking up substantial yardage. They're picking up 2 yards, 3 yards on 1st and 10 and doing it on 2nd down. You're still in long yardage situations with a young quarterback. It's better to let him throw on 1st down against the Cowboys than 3rd down.
Perryman gets close to 5, just inside the, well, they're going to spot it at the 41-yard line of Dallas. Detroit hanging in there against the Redskins, and low-scoring battle in Kansas City.
Wonder what inning that one's in.
96. Quarterback problems in Kansas City. The Jets have been an inconsistent team. 3rd down, a long 2, we'll call it. Fryer in motion. Tony Collins, and nowhere. Good pursuit by Mike Hagman. Patriots will have to give it up. Let's go to Brent Musburger once again in New York.
Well, Tim, the Detroit Lions have moved to within 1 score of the Redskins. Chuck Long's nice pass set up this touchdown run by Carl Bernard. But it's sitting on 7 right now. 2013 Lions not out of it. Let's go back to Tim.
Lions figured to be a little dangerous this week coming off their win over Dallas. Gave them a big lift. They've been struggling all season. The teams that are down like that can jump up and bite you.
Well, on the other side of that, Dallas in this game, you've seen them play with a lot more tenacity than they did last week. You don't want to wound somebody who's been on the top so long. They have a lot of pride as well.
Camarillo. It bounced 8 outside the 20-yard line. That was a pretty good punt by Camarillo as it started up, but it bounced back upfield. So Dallas will have it when we return. Landry on the right of your screen, Raymond Berry on the left. Raymond Berry, a former assistant of Landry's at Dallas, 68-69. And in his matchups against them, you can see he's beaten Ray once. Gene Stallings, Ditka, Danny Reeves. Flags again, and we have had a plethora of penalties throughout this game, which has certainly served to slow things down.
False start, number 68, offense, still 1st down.
And he's also hurt. You see Crawford Kerr holding on to his left hand or wrist. Get those things so taped up, you wonder where or how long it's going to take to get to an injury.
1st down at 15 for Dallas.
He is on the right of your screen, outside right guard. He starts to move, and then bang, he gets his thumb. Actually, just got his thumb banged around by Sims.
13 penalties against Dallas.
There's a full house backfield for you.
White for Dorsett. Out of bounds at the 22.
That was a full house backfield. Dorsett, Newsom, and Walker all lined up in the old split T.
Roland James drove him out.
In the beginning of the year, we talked to Tony, did a few games earlier, and we figured 113 yards, he should be able to get that without any problem. But now, with the change that they've made, seemingly to go with Walker, it may take him a little bit longer to reach that milestone.
2nd and 8. Dorsett picks up about 5. It'll leave 3rd down and 4.
Fred Marion along with Ed Williams.
Ed Williams on the tackle.
You'll see Dorsett take the pitch and cut off left and then cut back up into the middle of the field. What he's really covering up for the ball. He's put the ball on the ground a few times. You see him with one hand. Now see how he covers up with both hands? That is not the Tony Dorsett that we have all seen over the years. Run with reckless abandon. Okay, if I put the ball on the ground, that's fine. And he did get dinged up a little bit, and he's out of the game.
Leaves a 3rd and 4. White for the first down to Mel Renfro.
Mike Renfro.
Tripped up by Ernest Gibson. Mike Renfro, pardon me, not Mel. Mike Renfro. 38-yard line.
Going to see Renfro go down and just make a turn. Now, again, we're talking about double coverage on the outside, which leaves this guy in the middle to make the reception. There he is, just working one-on-one. Come on out, make your turn. Right there in the hole, bang. And picks up a little bit of extra yardage.
White gets some time, and it's broken up at the 45-yard line. Renfro, the intended receiver. Roland James, a strong safety, made the defensive play. There you have a look at Tony Dorsett, who is still in some pain from that last carry.
And it looks like it might be on his shoulder because the way he's carrying. See him reaching up for his shoulder. He might have got it popped. The thing is when you stand on the sidelines for a long time, you get cold. And the first good shot you take, all the joints aren't loosened up. And, you know, he ran right up the middle that last play and might have that little bit of a shoulder separation or a problem.
2nd and 10. Walker blasts out there for about 8, maybe 9 behind the right side of the offensive unit.
That's the difference between having a car that's hot and a car that's been sitting out in the parking lot for a while. Tony Dorsett's been sitting in the parking lot on the sidelines. It's tough to get the engine started. Herschel's been in the game, comes out for a play or two, you give him the ball and he can bounce off of people and have nothing happen.
59 yards on the day for Herschel Walker, 18 carries. And his new role as the starting tailback. 3rd down and 2. Cowboys grinding it upfield, approaching midfield. Walker again. Flags everywhere. Walker gets inside the Patriots 40 to the 39. Fred Marion steered him out.
That's going to be holding against the Cowboys.
Holding, number 64, offense, decline. Holding, number 84, offense, accepted. Still 3rd down.
Oh, it's a question of who you're going to blame now. That's what it boils down to. Rafferty figures, oh, great, they didn't catch me. He's right in the middle, and there's Cosbie. Now, he gets a hold on Lepet, and I'd say that's a fair assessment of holding. You see, right behind him is Rafferty. He's got his. Actually, Cosbie made his quicker, so they gave it to him.
14 penalties against the Cowboys. 3rd down and 2. Third down and 12. White is sacked. 3rd sack of the afternoon for the Patriots. Johnny Rembert, number 52, led the charge.
Johnny Rembert.
Rembert right here. He's just going to come around the corner and wrap up Danny White. Just a quick, simple one-on-one. Grogan again. Just switch off between the back and the tackle. That time they didn't pick it up, and he winds up being a free runner around the corner.
Saxon from his 12. Fryer to the 47-yard line of New England. Ron Burke made the tackle there. Patriots in good field position, trailing by 7. Shadows completely across the field on this glorious Sunday afternoon. Dallas with a 7-point lead. We're almost through the 3rd period. First down, New England at their own 47. Tom Ramsey is the quarterback, replacing the injured Steve Grogan. Play action. He's got a man open. Fryer dropped the ball. Might have been tipped a little on the way down by Everson Walls.
Make it second down and 10 from the 47.
Fryer is in the soft spot of the zone, which is right in that area. That's where he should be. Now the ball just does catch, it looks like, the fingertip of Everson Walls, which doesn't allow Fryer to make the completion. He had to wait right in that dead area of the zone on the sideline for the ball.
Tony Collins
carries.
For close to 5.
Stopped by Jeff Rohr.
30 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter, and coming up following our telecast, the New York Giants visit the Eagles in Philadelphia. Many of you will see that important NFC East matchup. New Orleans goes in chasing first place San Francisco in the NFC West, and some of you will see Green Bay against Seattle. Seattle, many folks still feel, despite their loss, will be a Super Bowl contender this year in the AFC.
And Green Bay playing good football. You know, they took the Bears right to the wire a week ago.
And they did not get the playoff. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Dallas 14, New England 7. We now pause for a word from your look. With a pass that is caught down at the 15-yard line by Stephen Starring. Tom Ramsey has the Patriots deep in Dallas territory. 33-yard gain. Perfect strike.
Well, we saw him just barely not quite get one out to Starring on the right. What's going to happen is he's just going to go out. Again, you see where the safeties are in the middle. That time Downs gets caught inside and doesn't get out to help out. They play that, it's called fielder free. You've got a guy short and a guy deep. This time you see Downs not being able to quite get over to help out. It's an awful lot of room for him to cover in that secondary.
A lot of pressure on those Dallas cornerbacks. That's always the way it's been. First down at the 15-yard line. New England trailing by 7. Finally come up with a big play. Collins buried for a loss. Bill Bates slicing in.
And just the way Bates was positioned on the line of scrimmage, you could see that he was going to come across if the sweep came his way. The reason why he turns his back and faces the direction that he does is that if the wide receiver coming in motion is going to block him, he's going to have to clip him. So what he does is he fronts up on the blockers coming at him and gives his back to the receiver that has to block him, and he winds up being a man who can't be blocked.
There's the man, Bill Bates. Patriots 2nd and 13. Ramsey for the corner, incomplete. Fryer, the intended receiver, and Everson Walls got a hand on the ball.
Was the intended receiver.
This is just great one-on-one coverage. You see how Walls isn't fooled by Fryer's move upfield. Fryer comes out, and Walls almost makes the break for him. There you see him go right over the top. Doesn't get his body into him, but times his leap perfectly.
2 big defensive plays by Dallas. 3rd down at 13. This falls into that almost got to get it done category for New England here. Ramsey for the corner. Stanley Morgan, incomplete. Bates with the charge.
And for the Cowboys, it was an almost got to get you move. They threw everybody at him, rushed the 2 guys up the middle, brought the 2 corners of safeties from the outside, let their corners on an island one-on-one. That time Ramsey picked and chose to go to Morgan and didn't get it done.
Ron Francis, the rookie, able to prevent the scoring strike, so Tony Franklin comes on to attempt the field goal from the 25-yard line.
Tony Franklin now has his handicap down to 0. He's a golfer. hit the upright.
Tony Franklin missing a 35-yarder.
It's like missing a short putt.
Ray Berry will find that one hard to swallow. 14:02 remains. The margin remains 7 in favor of the Dallas Cowboys. .02 to go, and Dallas on top. 14 penalties by the Cowboys, and Joe, that is just one away from a record.
That's right, and that's really been their problem. And they haven't been penalties that have come on first and second down. They've come in crucial situations, third down. They've stopped drives. They've made them have first down and 25.
On the other hand, they're ahead because they've been able to make the few plays that have given them that winning margin. And you'll see here the catch by Herschel Walker, a one-hander that set up the touchdown by Doug Cosbie. Put them ahead 14-7. Now we're back live. The Cowboys in possession. Walker shakes off a tackle and blasts his way upfield, still going, and finally forced out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Snaked his way along the sideline. Several Patriots had a shot at him.
Well, this is the thing we talked about Herschel Walker. The difference in Walker and Dorsett is Walker has the ability to break tackles. Dorsett likes to find a crease and can take it very quickly. You see the block by Newsome on Lepet. There, Marion has a shot, or James has a shot at him, misses him. McGrew has a shot at him, misses him. Now he just has great acceleration up the field. Finally gets run out of bounds by Fred Marion.
46-yard line of Dallas.
46-yard line of Dallas.
Walker, that time stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Lawrence McGrew made the stop. Now we're showing you a picture taken moments ago of Tony Dorsett going to the locker room where his shoulder is being examined.
They're examining his collarbone up in that area. They're going to take an x-ray and a picture of it. And again, we talked about the fact that you stand on the sidelines a long time, and it's tough to just get pounded without getting the joints loosened up.
2nd and 9, Dallas. Tim Newsome hit immediately, got about 3 yards before McGrew stopped him. But New England making that big play finally, the long pass, Ramsey to Starring, and then to come up and have a 35-yard field goal missed by Tony Franklin, normally very reliable in that category. I mean, that's got to have some effect on their defense as well as on their offense.
Well, it does. It's psychologically disappointing because you figure with Tony Franklin kicking it, all right, you got 3, now you're within 4, you're in the ball game. You've had a good drive, and the score hasn't changed at all. It is emotionally deflating a little bit.
3rd down and 6, Cowboys. White gets lots of time, and it's intercepted. Roland James still going down to the 36-yard line. Pass intended for Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker.
That's Roland James. Now what's going to happen is you're going to see the backs come out. Danny White's going to try and make the throw, and it's just going to wind up high, and it's going to be a Christmas present for Roland James. He's just sitting there. It's just a quick turn. The ball never should have been thrown anyway. The receiver wasn't open. Herschel Walker trying to make the tackle, and it was a Christmas present to Roland James. New England has got to capitalize on the good field position that they've had this half, but more importantly on this turnover.
2nd interception today for Danny White, 12th of the season, which is highest in the league. Cuts it back inside for 2.
Number 56.
Well, next Saturday afternoon, quite a college doubleheader for you. Number 7 ranked Notre Dame. Impressive victory over Alabama yesterday against last year's national championship team, the Nittany Lions. And the doubleheader game matches number 1 and number 2 in the Big 8 battle, Oklahoma and Nebraska.
And we got an injured guy now in Oklahoma, Barry Switzer with the sore knees, but he'll be there.
2nd down and 7. Ramsey is dropped back out near the 45-yard line. Third sack by the Cowboys. Jeffcoat and Jones, the two defensive ends combining.
That's big Ed Too Tall Jones coming from the right side. He just comes around and catches him. When you get caught in the middle, there's nowhere to go but down. Here they come. Ed Jones with a rip up underneath. He beats Bruce Armstrong, who's a rookie, teaching him how to play the game, and Ramsey with only one way to go, and that's to the ground. Big Ed. 6'9", hasn't ever missed a game except for the year he took off for boxing.
Made a good decision to come back to football, I can assure you.
I wish he'd have stayed boxing.
Ramsey scrambling. Has the first down. Tom Ramsey. That gets some of the crowd to their feet. An 18-yard run by the quarterback.
If there's one play that can hurt the Dallas Cowboy defense, and I've had enough conversations and matched up against Ernie Staudner through the years, he says that he really hates a scrambling quarterback. Ramsey's just going to step up and go right down the sideline, but you see a good piece of coverage by this secondary unit.
First down, 26-yard line. That is Bob Perryman, the rookie from Michigan. Gain of 4 on the play, and you can see that Dallas's turnover problems have usually come around this time of the ball game this year.
Turnovers usually come from being tired, and you lose a sense of concentration. Now, we talked about the strike being the layoff, this being the 4th game back. It's almost like they're finally at the end of training camp, but it's indicative of when a team gets fatigued, they start to turn the ball over.
Second down, Ramsey is sacked again. 4th Dallas sack. The defense continues to lead the way for the Cowboys. Don't forget their first touchdown was scored by Ron Francis, the cornerback, taking an interception in.
There we talked about Steve Grogan with the hat on. Doug Flutie signaling in. Grogan calling the offensive plays again.
3rd down and 13 after the sack. Ramsey will go to the shotgun. Deep corner. Incomplete. Intended for Cedric Jones and Manny Hendricks, number 45 from Utah, able to break it up.
And you're going to have a penalty against New England. Now it's up to the Cowboys. Do they want to take the holding penalty and give them another down? Or do they want to just let the down sit and make it 4th down and make a decision whether to try a long field goal or punt it? There you see all the players looking towards the sidelines. Everson Walls has come in to make the decision. He says,
Holding, number 66, offense, decline. 4th down.
Paul Fairchild called for the holding penalty.
I asked Tony Franklin what his range was before the game started. He said, conclusively, said 50 yards. Said, I'm with 50 yards. I feel comfortable kicking the ball that distance. I don't have any problem. This one's going to be a 46-yarder. Attempt.
Tom Ramsey will be holding.
Ramsey holding at the 36-yard line. Right hash mark. Blocked. Flags down again. Ball rolls into the end zone, is covered there by the Cowboys, but it was blocked at the line of scrimmage.
9 minutes and 54 seconds left to play in this football game. Score remains the Dallas Cowboys 14, the England Patriots 7.
Offside against Dallas. They just tied a record for the most penalties.
Yeah. Set back in 1981.
Offside, number 23, defense, lined up in the neutral zone. 5 yards, still 4th down.
Robert Williams from Baylor, the other rookie. Got a rookie and Ron Francis from Baylor. Williams, the other one, lined up in the neutral zone. Tony Franklin gets a second chance again.
Tony Franklin kicking. Tom Ramsey.
Well, now this one will be a 41-yard attempt. And he got it. 41-yard field goal.
That time he hit the upright and it kicked in for him.
Well, it's been an adventure for the Patriots all day, and even Ray Berry has to smile. They're within 4 points now.
14, Patriots 10.
He'll go through. He goes, ooh. We got that one. Now Doug Flutie says, Coach, and thank you very much.
Tony Franklin, boy, he did it the hard way.
Oh, he's like a hockey player. You know, the first one you hit the pole, and the second one you hit the pole, and it kicks in for you.
That's called a pipe, Joe, but that's all right.
Is that what they're called, a pipe? Okay.
Franklin happens to be a big hockey fan, even though he's a Texan.
Well, he hit the pole.
On the 5-yard line, Darryl Black gets it out over the 25 to the 26. So the lead has been reduced to 4. Dallas,
93, Tim Jordan.
in their second half possessions, have been deep and haven't done much with it.
Well, they haven't. They've had to go a long way. There you see they've had terrible field position from their own 10, their own 15, the 21, and the 20. That's a long way to go with an offense. And the way they've been doing it is through the air. I would expect them to continue.
Danny White, 19 of 34, a touchdown, but 2 intercepts. Herschel Walker gets 2, maybe 3. Close to the 30-yard line of Dallas. Certainly has gotten lots of duty today. It's what he wanted, and they have kept him busy. Walker, 21 carries on the day. Washington still 20 to 13 over Detroit at this point, and St. Louis tied up with the Rams. So Washington, if they win, moves to 7-2. Dallas trying to keep pace. Giants in Philadelphia, another key NFC East battle coming up next, along with 2 more games some of you will be seeing, depending on what part of the country you're in. Herschel Walker has the first down to the 36-yard line. Fred Marion pulled him down there.
Roland James, their strong safety, was up on the line of scrimmage. A good block by Newsome. Springs him, same one he ran that long run for on the last drive they had. Working on the right side. They're running right at Tippett, and Roland James coming up making a play. They're also throwing right.
Dallas with a first down at their 36-yard line. Walker with 95 yards on 22 carries. Tony Dorsett being attended to in the locker room. Shoulder injury. Walker breaks a tackle and gets back to the line of scrimmage, avoiding about a 4-yard loss. Andre Tippett put the grab on him.
Tackle.
I don't think the Cowboys can afford to settle back and just try and run the football. They've managed to move the ball fairly well, although they've only scored 14 points, really 1 touchdown offensively. They have moved the ball. The penalties have hurt them through the afternoon, but they can't just settle down and try and run the ball. They're going to have to go to that blend of running and passing as they have all day.
They've really only had that one drive that led to a score, 79-yard 10-play drive after recovering a fumble by Tony Collins. Walker again, and good defensive work. Lawrence McGrew standing his ground. A gain of maybe 2. It'll leave 3rd down and about 7.
Pickup of 2.
An injured player, Garin Veras, fractured his thumb against the Giants and played the rest of the game with that in the Patriots' last outing, and it may be that that's what's bothering him now.
You can see that cast on his left arm. He's holding it as he goes.
4 rolls of film and receive a $2 rebate.
That amazes me how these guys can come out and play with a broken bone. There he is holding on to that left wrist.
Had 11 tackles last week against the Giants, and as we've commented, he's been pillar of strength on the defensive front throughout the season for New England. 3rd down, a flag down. Walker stopped well short. Fred Marion on the hit. Not a well-executed play.
Fred Marion making the stop.
Dick Jorgensen gets the call from the line judge. Illegal procedure against Dallas. So they've established a new club record for penalties.
That was an alignment problem. The wide receiver was too far off the line instead of covering everybody.
Right up on the line of scrimmage. Penalty is declined.
Fourth down. Joe, you know, Dallas is winning this game, but it's been a shoddy performance. Patriots haven't done much to take the lead or force the play in this game. And Tom Landry feeling the heat down there in Dallas. Suggestions that maybe the coaching should take some of the blame, and so that suggestion even came from Tex Schramm. And therefore, you get 16 penalties in a game. That's not a way to show you've got an improved product.
No, it certainly isn't. They look like they may have solved one of the problems, and that was who was going to play running back. But now they've got to solve the entire offensive picture of how they can get consistent drives.
Fryer. Good defensive play downfield on the special team unit of the Cowboys, holding them to virtually no gain. Jeff Rohr, the linebacker, made the tackle.
You were alluding earlier to the suggestions that even the coaches were coming under fire. There's a quote from Tex Schramm. I'm not sure all of our problems are all on the players. It's the old saying, if the teacher doesn't teach, the students don't learn. And I'll guarantee you Tom wasn't on the phone to Tex right there either.
That was on his radio show. We asked Tom how he felt about it. He downplayed it naturally. I mean, they've been together for 25 years. He said, you know, Tex is a competitive guy. He's unhappy with the play, but he wasn't about to get into any possible dispute between management and labor in the form of the head coach of the Cowboys, Tom Landry. First down. It's complete. Osi Tatupu, first down out at the 39-yard line.
Tatupu coming out of the backfield. He'll circle to the lower right part of your screen as Ramsey goes back into the pocket. You see White and Jeffcoat making the route. Jeff Rohr with his back to him. And he just circles right up into the seam. That's the place you have to work on to the Cowboys. Their first down linebackers, Rohr and Lockhart and Hegman, not real nifty pass cover guys. Great run stuff, fellas. So they're the people you want to try and isolate. Backs on them.
23-yard gain. And a first down, Patriots. Tony Collins picks his way for about 6 to the 45-yard line of New England. First final score in the Jets over Kansas City, so they'll have at least a share of first place in the AFC East. We're live here at Sullivan Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, where the Dallas Cowboys are clinging now to a 14-10 lead as the Patriots are moving upfield with a 2nd and 3 at their own 45. Tatupu. Got a yard and a half. Mike Hegman on the stop. So here's how things look. Finally, the log jam broken, at least temporarily. The Jets at 5-4 with their victory.
Ball at the 46.
Indianapolis leading Miami last time we looked. I'll update you on that.
Buffalo being beaten.
Third down. Ramsey hangs in there. Stanley Morgan, first down to the Dallas 46. Working in the middle now, Joe, it appears.
Well, that's just some great individual effort by Stanley Morgan. He just goes out right down on the lower part of your screen, and he's just going to work off of Francis and fight his way inside. Just a great individual effort. They've got him. You see him start up, swim underneath, comes in the delay, and does a good job of getting separation from the defensive back.
Stanley Morgan, 32-year-old veteran, ever dangerous. First down, Patriots on the move. Intended for Fryer, took quite a lick from Ron Francis. The quiet rookie from Baylor's already got a touchdown to his credit today on an intercept and a fumble recovery.
You know, Ramsey that time trying to set and fire in between the zone coverage. And the Patriots are starting to do what they talked about earlier when we visited with them yesterday, is throw the ball on first down. If you're going to throw against the Cowboys, that's the time when you have the advantage, because they have their run defense people in the game.
First and goal inside the 10, a 36-yard play.
Here's Fryer in the slot. Now, the Cowboys are bringing everybody. He's just going to go down, make a move, and go to the corner, and it's one-on-one again. It's really a tough mismatch. Francis has his body turned inside, and Fryer just hardly gave him a move and moved right out to the corner.
Inside the 10 to the 9. First and goal for the Patriots offense.
Tom Ramsey in relief of the injured Steve Grogan. For Fryer, can't hold on.
David Fryer was the intended receiver.
Morgan was wide open in the middle.
Ron Francis defensive coverage.
Out to the left of your screen. Now, Fryer actually has a shot at this ball. He's open as well. He just lets that one go through his hands. I mean, that should have been a catchable ball.
That was a should have had it.
That was a should have had it. Now, you can have anybody else open, but you also had him open on that one.
That's for sure. 6 of 14 is Ramsey.
Ron Francis has got to feel like he's in a shell shock area. Everybody's working on him.
Tight end Dawson to the 5-yard line.
Well,
Third and goal.
That time they decided to give him a little bit of help from Bill Bates. He played zone in the flat. When Dawson came out and made the catch, he was right there to help with the coverage.
Time winding down. There's Tony Franklin. And, of course, they're down by 4. Third and goal just outside the 5-yard line of Dallas. Tony Collins. Good defensive play. No room to move. No gain on the play as Michael Downs made the tackle, and we've reached the 2-minute warning.
You do as the pitch goes is they're all going to force it. It's tough to run wide when you've got all defensive backs in a ball game. See all those defensive backs go after them? They're not linemen or linebackers chasing down your halfback. They're all defensive backs. That's why it's not a good decision. You're better off taking a chance, let them blitz you, and get one-on-one coverage. Let the receivers work against the halfbacks. Try and match a running back against 4 defensive backs. He's not going to outrun them.
So on 4th down and goal from the 5, the crowd at Sullivan Stadium comes to its feet. 4 wide receivers in.
Quarterback draw.
Lots of time for him. Touchdown! Stanley Morgan.
Tom Ramsey just sat right in the pocket. Thought he might try a quarterback draw, but he didn't. He just sat right in that pocket and waited for Stanley Morgan to clear. Great job by Ramsey.
Tom Ramsey will be holding.
1:55 to play. Franklin will attempt the point after. 85 yards in 10 plays. A 5-yard strike.
There's Morgan right down here. You're going to see him come off and just work right across. Get an excellent job of protection by that offensive line. He starts down the field. Now Ramsey, he holds, now fires and pulls the trigger. Ed Jones trying to get it on. A diving catch. Bill Bates can't make the tackle. From the left part of your screen, you're going to see Stanley Morgan come in. Give a lot of credit to that offensive line. That's a great throw.
So finally, the New England Patriots have taken the lead, 17-14, with 1:55 to play here in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Tom Ramsey working in relief of Steve Grogan.
There's Stanley Morgan. Now he's going to come across. Bates is on him, and he's just going to make the touchdown, and Ramsey holds it, and boom, gets the TD. Good job by the offensive line. You see him, they've got him double covered, but he does that little juke inside, bang, touchdown.
Stanley Morgan. So now the Cowboys with 1:55. They'll have to get the 2-minute drill going well. 10 New England points. A field goal by Franklin. A touchdown by Morgan. Fine open field tackle by Derwin Williams. And the Cowboys will have to start from their 18-yard line. Tonight on CBS, following our football activity, 60 Minutes, followed by Murder, She Wrote, and the CBS Sunday movie Mayflower Madam, the true story of Sidney Biddle Barrow, starring Candace Bergen in the title role. First down, Dallas. Screen to Newsome. To the 33-yard line. Fred Marion hauls him down.
And this was where Danny White has really performed well in the first half. They took him for that long drive for the touchdown before the half. Now they only have to get into field goal range to try and tie this thing up. Both teams with 3 timeouts left.
Good protection. Now running out of it, was hit from behind as he tried to get it to Walker. Brent Williams.
No, he just made the right decision. He threw that one in the ground. That was a good decision by Danny White. It looked like a short pass, looked like a bad pass, but it really wasn't. Instead of taking the sack, he unloaded it. It's got 2nd down and 10. No harm, no foul. You come back and start over.
2nd and 10. There's Ron Francis, who scored the first touchdown for Dallas, making an interception and going 18 yards for the score. Patriots have been doing their best to pick on him all afternoon. He expected that. White. Almost intercepted. Johnny Rembert, number 52, the linebacker, covering Newsome.
You see Tippett come around the corner. That's part of the problem they've had, is protecting White. Gogan's on his way down, can't stay with him. Now White makes this throw. For some reason, I don't know why, but it sure looked like Rembert was the intended receiver and Newsome was the defender.
3rd down, Dallas.
Cowboys continuing to try and work and throw to the right side. They have stayed away from Ray Claiborne all afternoon, who plays the left side of the line. Up top the screen is where Claiborne is. They've constantly worked down to the lower part of the screen. And he's coming back down this way again.
Sacked. Tippett. 4th down. Four sacks by the Patriots today. Cowboys take a timeout. 4th down, 1:09 to play. We'll return to Sullivan Stadium in a moment. Danny White and his Dallas Cowboys, both 1:09 to play. 4th down, 13 to go.
Been a lot of grumblings in Dallas about a possible switch at the quarterback position too, and Danny White has not had the best of afternoon, so this is not only a big play for his offense, but him personally.
Pumps once, goes deep. Has Renfro. 1st down at the New England 27-yard line. How about that call?
Boy, that's one bringing yourself to the occasion. What a great call. And out and up in a 4th down play, down the bottom of the screen, you'll see Renfro. He goes down, runs a little out, and now up the field on McSwain. He can't stay with him. A perfectly thrown pass. He gets out of bounds, saves the timeout. I think Danny White doesn't play with emotion. Oh, boy. Is what? Oh, yes. Look at that intensity.
Danny White delivers. 1:01 to go. 28-yard line of New England. Newsome to the 21. Lots of time left.
Driven out of bounds by Johnny Ripper.
Roger Ruzek, 5 of 5 on fourth quarter field goals.
Can't get much better, can you?
No, I guess he likes the heat. But I would think they would very much be attempting to get this thing into the end zone without Mr. Ruzek making an appearance.
We saw earlier the picture of Ray Berry on the sidelines when Franklin's field goal just ticked in, and now we saw that look of frustration when he had a 4th down and 13.
They need 4 for the first down. Herschel Walker plows his way to the 12-yard line. First down, Dallas.
Dallas, second timeout to set.
48 seconds as Ray Berry ponders all of the negative possibilities.
Right now, you've got 3 shots. You've got a timeout left. I think you've got 2 good chances. 2 good chances to throw the football, and 1 if you need to run it. The Cowboys in a very good situation. Right on the bottom, you're going to see Renfro come out, make a little move, and go right up the sidelines. McSwain is going to really not take him seriously and then can't catch up to him when he has to. You see him come down, run a little out and up. There he goes, up the sideline. Now, the ball is thrown perfectly. It's up high. It's like that basketball dropping into the hole and Renfro making the catch. If it was flatter, McSwain was in a good position to knock it down.
Well, we underlined how big a play it was for Danny White personally. Boy, did he come through. Washington a winner today. Dallas needs this victory. First down. They need to get to the 1 for another first down. Cosbie. Not much, about a yard. Roland James on the coverage.
Again, he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. There you see the Rams coming from behind to beat St. Louis.
Look at this. Dickerson had 62 yards at the half. We'll try and get some more numbers on him.
Cleveland becoming a force in the AFC. Just missing out on a chance at a Super Bowl last year. They seem to be picking up momentum.
Buffalo will fall out of first place if that score stays as is. Second down. White throws it out of bounds. 3 defenders were converging on Newsome.
Well, that time they tried to set up a little pick screen, run the tight end in the middle of the field, run Herschel Walker to the corner, and swing Newsome around to the outside. Danny did the right thing, threw the ball away. Don't take a chance down here.
Third down, 38 seconds left. Ruzek prepared to try and force overtime.
I got to believe that they're going to try and throw this ball in the end zone. They're going to go for the touchdown. If not, you can always bring Ruzek in to kick the field goal and tie it up, or try to tie it up.
Walker to the 2-yard line. Short of the first down. Fourth down upcoming.
Well, I think that they thought everybody was thinking the same way I was, that they were going to try and throw it in, try and pop Herschel through. Now they're going to have to, they've got to go for the field goal. Here you see them spread everybody out. They try and spread this whole defense out and then just bang, run Walker through. It doesn't work, though. New England's up to the task. Good job by their linebackers reacting. You see them come in and make the play. Good secondary support, and you wind up having to try a field goal.
Walker's 26 carries.
I don't agree with the call, by the way. I really think they should have tried. If you're that close, you've got third down, you've got your wide receivers in, let the quarterback take the heat, make a decision. If a guy's open, hit him. If not, throw it away. You're still going to try a field goal. You only pick up 8 yards difference in the field goal try.
Can't quarrel with that. Roger Ruzek, who is 12 of 14 on the season, will hit it from the 11-yard line, right hash mark. A little half wedge for Ruzek. 21-yard attempt. Yes. 28 seconds remain. We have a tie football game. And the Patriots with 28 seconds to try and make something happen and stay out of overtime. And one reason they might not want to go to overtime is that they're not very good there.
They haven't had a lot of luck. As we stated earlier, too, they've also had, you know, the Cowboys have never lost to New England. They've got a 5-0 edge on them. New England has never won in an overtime game. Of course, the Cowboys, having been in 6 of them, won 4. There's the emotional Tom Landry. Again, you can see him watching intensely. Now, can you tell whether it's good or not? He just said perfect. You got to lip read a little bit.
88 yards, 11 plays, and a good job by Danny White, especially obviously on that 4th down play. He really came through, and he's got his team even. And perhaps Danny White would have agreed with you, Joe, that he would like to have been thrown to the end zone on that last play.
Well, I think if you're going to get down that way, why not try for the 6? You know, it's a long way to go for a guy to break a lot of tackles. They won't kick the ball up in the air. This one's going to bounce along the ground. You don't want to take any chances, particularly with the kind of backs that the New England has. Steffen starting back and fields it.
At the 4-yard line to the 24. 22 seconds on the clock.
Well, he kicked it low, didn't kick it high. There you see New England has 3 timeouts left, a couple of big completions and use of the timeout, and Tony Franklin got one of the strongest legs in the league. All New England has to do is get to Dallas's 30-yard line, which seems like a lot, but it really isn't, with some big pass plays.
Well, Ramsey came up with a big pass play to set up the go-ahead touchdown here in the 4th quarter. Ramsey is 8 of 16 since coming in for Steve Grogan. There's Tony Franklin hoping he can get a shot to end it.
We've also seen a change in the New England offense since Steve Grogan started to call plays a little bit. They've been a little more wide open, a little more risky, a little more chancy. And it looks like New England is going to want to go into overtime.
Well, how about that? Crowd doesn't like it.
Maybe they don't know what their record is in overtime.
Well, their record isn't any good, but it looks like they're going to go into it.
Well, they're going to try and change it.
Ray Berry will let it count down. And that's that. So we have a tie football game in Foxborough and overtime ahead.
Kids it is. Dallas will receive which goal? Dallas will receive at this end.
So Dallas will have the first crack at it when we return to Foxborough. Tied at 17. And the New England Patriots, who had finally taken the lead at 17-14, then watched as Danny White on 4th down and 12 in the final seconds came up with this huge play to Mike Renfro, number 82. Surprising strike down the sideline to Renfro, and it kept the Dallas drive alive, leading to Roger Ruzek's 20-yard field goal and a 17-17 tie. Dallas will receive.
Tom Landry was excited when he found out they got the ball. He gave a little clenched fist, said, all right.
Mike Renfro made the big catch, and actually it was his route that was the best thing he did, because he had his man beat cleanly. The ball came right into him.
And truthfully, the best of the whole thing was the call itself. It was a gutsy call by Tom Landry. It was a risky, chancy play, and it turned out being exactly what they needed. And Renfro is the guy that's been there. Played in the league 10 years. You know, Edwards is new. Barksdale came in a trade. Calvin Martin is brand new. So Mike Renfro is the guy that has really bailed out the Cowboys.
Tony Franklin will kick it off for the Patriots. And New England thinking tough defense. Ball comes down at the 10-yard line at Darryl Clack. To the 27, close to the 29-yard line. Darryl Clack, pretty good return. Tim Jordan, rookie linebacker, made the tackle. Danny White, 24 of 42. 274 yards, 1 touchdown, a short one to Cosbie, 2 interceptions.
For the Cowboys.
The Cowboys seem to have settled down, not made as much as many penalties as they had earlier in the game.
Herschel Walker dropped for a loss. His 27th carry of the football game.
The
He's over the 100-yard mark.
You know, the Cowboys have got to treat this like a 2-minute drill. That's been the 2 times that they put productive drives together. At the end of the half, they scored a touchdown, and now at the end of the game, they've come down and kicked a field goal to tie it. Other than that, New England has done a very good job defensively shutting them down. The Cowboys seem to get a little more conservative. When they try and run the ball, they have not been as effective.
Lots of about 1.5 yards. Play action. White gets time. Goes deep for Newsome. Incomplete. Off the hands of Newsome. Ball seemed to be a little farther than he thought it was. Linebacker back on the coverage. Ed Williams, number 54.
Well, those underthrown balls are the ones that receivers have the advantage on. They're looking back now. Newsome comes back. He actually has a good play on the ball, just misjudges it. Did a good job to get around the coverage.
Third down. More football ahead here on CBS today. The Giants in Philadelphia in a big NFC East matchup. New Orleans trying to catch first place San Francisco in the West, and Green Bay at Seattle, the improving Packers against a very good Seahawks team. Newsome. First down at the 40-yard line. Good effort by Newsome. He knew exactly where that marker was, and he got to it.
Well, the Cowboys continue to work the right side of the football field. They've stayed away from Raymond Claiborne all day. We haven't called his name simply because they haven't thrown the ball or even run in that direction. The Cowboys have been 95% right-handed. That means that they've thrown to the right side of the field and they've run to the right side of the field.
They'll be working from their own 40.
13:30 to go in overtime. New England has never won in the overtime sessions. Dallas a 4-2 mark. Herschel Walker breaks tackles and breaks loose. Touchdown, Dallas. 60 yards, Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker with a touchdown for the Dallas Cowboys. In overtime, 13-10 left to play.
Well, if these Cowboys and their fans needed a morale booster, there it is.
And he's under there somewhere. Tom Landry walking out to congratulate or talk to Ray Berry. We talked about the one thing that Herschel Walker can do and has been able to do, and that is break tackles. And here you'll see him come just to the left. He's just going to take off and gone for a TD down the field. It's just an off tackle. Good job. They take Garen Veras inside. Nelson can't make the tackle. He's got that bad shoulder. Fred Marion misses the tackle. Now it's a foot race, and you want to bet. Now, Ray Claiborne can run, but so can Herschel Walker. And he can't quite knock him out of bounds.
173 yards on the day, 28 carries. Walker got his wish. The Cowboys got a victory.
Now the politician paid off. There he just strips Nelson's block at the line of scrimmage, and now it's a foot race. You're talking about one of the fastest men, not only in the National Football League, but in the world. And Ray Claiborne tries to run him out and can't.
The Patriots fall to 4-5. The Cowboys move to 5-4. For Joe Theismann, this is Tim Ryan saying so long from Sullivan Stadium, where the final score, the Cowboys 23, the Patriots 17. Stay tuned for the second half of today's doubleheader. You'll see the Giants in Philadelphia, New Orleans at San Francisco, or Green Bay at Seattle. CBS Sports coverage continues after these words from your local station.
By Tom Landry, and at times he and the Cowboys have been #1 in the ratings. Tonight's program features a change in directors. Steve Ballure called on to replace Danny White temporarily, according to rumors. White has been an award winner over the years, but his health has limited rehearsal time, and rave reviews have come less frequently. Ballure has spent most of his career backstage doing little more than holding a clipboard. But his flashes